Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. This morning, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network reported on the Titans' meeting schedule with several top prospects in the 2025 NFL draft class as they continue to prepare for the number one pick. Miami quarterback Cam Ward will visit with the Titans on Friday. Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter will visit on Thursday. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders will visit on Monday, and Colorado cornerback / wide receiver Travis Hunter will visit in the coming weeks. In other NFL news, the Eagles are releasing six-time Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Slay. He's expected to be designated a post-June 1st release, so the Eagles will save $4.3 million against the cap. Also, the Bengals have officially franchise tagged wide receiver T. Higgins for the second time. The wide receiver announced today on social media they'll hope to do a long-term deal after the more than $26 million tag. In college basketball news, Week 18 college basketball AP poll is out. Tennessee has moved up a spot to number 4 after its 79-76 buzzer-beating win over Alabama, who slides back down to number 7. Auburn remains in the top spot after clinching the SEC regular season. Duke is at number 2, Houston at number 3, Florida at number 5. For your foundation repair, want to prevent needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three Tell 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Monday. It was a hell of a weekend, sports-wise. What a week with the NFL Combine. I hate that, Zeph. I hate that immediate cutoff on the music. I hate it.
I hate it, too.
Everybody dislikes it, Zeph.
Right, Slay?
No other station does it, Zeph. I mean, no other show does it.
Yeah, WTN.
That ain't nothing.
WTN does it.
No, I'm talking about Buck and them didn't do it.
We don't care what they do.
RKW didn't do it.
So, yeah, there's no way to fade it.
It's got to be.
I can fade it. I'll have to explain to you after in the break. It's not an on-air topic.
I get it.
It's not an on-air topic.
Listen, everything's an on-air topic.
Yeah, like, who you think you're talking to?
Listen, there's no filter here.
First of all, it's your.
All right, yes. All right, where were we?
It's your.
Yeah,
there ain't
yours.
nothing that's off the air.
NFL Combine winners, got how the Tennessee dudes did. Tons of basketball to get into. Including one specific game in Knoxville. Babsy is here.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
Yes.
It's hot in here.
It is
That's what
hot
I'm
in here.
saying.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And we're not blaming you, Zeph. We're not. We understand that there are new things that are being done. But, man.
We don't even get the groove.
I know. It's just not a on-air topic.
Everything on What the Hell 3HL is an on-air topic.
What the hell? Slay
Our
Dog is
boss
here.
is like,
I'm in the
oh,
building.
please.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Slay Dog,
What up, dog?
great job in Gainesville.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I had some fun in Gainesville.
Texas A&M and
I
Florida.
know you did.
I did. I had a ball. I'll be real.
I was getting text messages from people. Did you hear what Slay just said?
Hey, yeah, I mean, I had to go back and listen to some of the things I said.
Okay, can we talk about the most amazing thing that happened in Gainesville that I'm still flabbergasted about?
What?
Slay ate gator.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm eating gator. Have you not eaten gator?
Okay, but we're talking about Ron
Yeah,
Slay
you know I
here.
ain't trying it.
Like,
Yeah. He doesn't try new
this
things.
fool won't even try a Pop-Tart for the love of all that's holy. And I get a video from Tom Hart that he's eating gator. Now, you know our guy Slay. Guess what he put on it? Ketchup. Shocker.
You know it.
Yeah.
It's only right.
But I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay, you'll try
listen.
things with Tom Hart,
No.
but not us.
Listen, you got to put something on gator.
No, guess what, though?
It's a little chewy.
Chewy and salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got to, like, cover up the gator.
That's foolishness.
It's not something you necessarily want to do multiple times, but
And so this is
Would
how
you
you
have
know
it again?
I was loved. No, I don't need to.
Yep,
Already
right.
had one.
See, that's where I am.
This is how you know I was just feeling the environment I was in. Because when I pulled up, game day was there. So when I pull up, they got everybody out there camped out with the little tents and everything. I'm like, man, dude, this is the college atmosphere. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. And I was leaving shoot around and just talked to Coach Buzz Williams. I was like, you know what? Man, we might as well go grab something to eat real quick, man. Go get something to eat. And I looked at the menu and I was like, they got gator on there. So I ordered it. He didn't even order it. I was like, man, you know what? I said, have you tried Gator? Did she make that?
That was projectile.
Dang.
She just threw a pin in between me and you, trying to hit the garbage can by the door,
close.
which is about 10 yards from her.
It was kind of close.
That
Threw a bunch of microphones and cameras and
Balloons.
yeah. What?
You know what? I'm
balloons?
accurate. You just call me Cam Ward.
You're
I'm
accurate.
accurate. I think it hit something.
Actually, if you were going to be accurate, it'd be Shedeur Sanders. Because
Stop it.
he's got the highest completion percentage in college football history.
Stop it.
So I ordered and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try this, man. I asked him, have you ever tried this? And he was like, yeah, you ain't never tried Gator? I was like, listen, dog, I don't try things. So when I saw the text message go through, I said, I'll watch what Babs say. The first thing she gonna say is, I can't believe you got him to try something. So, and that's what she wrote back and said. I can't believe he tried it. So it was cool, man.
Not just wrote it back, all caps.
All caps, yeah. But it was straight. And I told him the only reason I was really doing it because we played on November 22nd, so I'm trying to get a jump on what the football team is going to feel when they eat some Gator.
Yeah.
I love that you know the date of the football game.
Of course
yes.
he does.
Yes. I may be trying to go to that game.
What do you mean maybe?
Yeah, that's
November 20th.
Is it in
November
Knoxville?
22nd. No, it's in Gainesville. That's why I'm telling you.
Gainesville, okay.
I'm trying to go in and lay out. You know how dogs walk around. You got dogs. You know how they walk around and pee and mark their territory?
Yes.
That's what I was doing for the Vols.
Oh, you were?
I went down that 8 Gator to mark our territory, y'all. I know exactly where we need to be and how we need to do it.
Say, what does it taste like to a Vol to eat Gator?
Yeah, you know what I told him?
He's like, pretty good.
Well, if it's Spurrier Gator, it tastes pretty good. So.
Or now Billy Napier.
Yeah, Napier
Where
Gator
were you?
now.
The Purple Porpoise?
No, I was
Porpoise?
By who? No. Bay who?
He doesn't.
I don't know. It's a place that was close.
Oh, man. My guy Craig said, he just said dragon in a car. Sidekick said, like, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah. They asked me Tom asked me if I had at high school, what would the mascot be? I said, first of all, that's an interesting question.
The Firebird.
I said, you know what? It would probably be a dragon in a car. And he was like, what? Puff the Magic Dragon? I was, yeah, similar to that. He can blow out fire with no top.
That's a great mascot.
Don't that sound
it's
pretty
kind of
cool?
like UAB,
Pretty
the
good.
Blazers. They've got the dragon with the fire.
Yeah. Except he ain't got a drop top car.
Okay.
He got to come in a drop top.
Got to add that, no doubt.
Yeah, this is my story, Babs.
Sorry.
Right. It is funny, though. I've never thought about the UAB Blazers with the dragon and the blazer.
It's a great logo.
I mean, it is.
Means a little more.
And when he get
now.
excited, he blow fire out while driving the car around the arena.
Or if you just poke him in the belly.
Yeah, there may be smoke come out the back end.
Dawn, who's Dawn? Babsy and I were talking about this on the air the other day about you and Tom Hart. Like when you watch you and Tom Hart do a game, it feels like you guys have done 3,000 games together.
Mm-hmm.
and
It really does.
Y'all just have that it's, listen, in this business, it's hard to find chemistry.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just find it and you just know. And
you know what?
You haven't said anything to me about it, but that's how it comes across to me.
You know how it comes across to everybody else? Like what you do here.
Yeah.
That's why I got 3 calls from that. Man, dude, he look just like Mayor for you on the radio. I'm like, that you're kind of right. That's exactly how it is. He did give me one nugget, and that was from the Arkansas game, and that's from being in the studio so much you don't get to work the games. Yeah. So he was like, his nugget was coming out of the first time out, and I was like, man, this crowd, boy, you ought to see this crowd. You can feel them getting into it now. He was like, everybody's watching this. You know they don't. Like you don't have to.
They can see that.
You don't have to explain what the crowd's doing. They can see and hear the crowd.
I'm a little different on that.
That's because of radio.
Right.
I
That's exactly
appreciate
what it was for me.
you talking about the crowd because the camera is locked in on the court.
Right.
Well, it's how you talk about the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, ESPN and SEC, they do a great job of letting the crowd noise come through on the TV. Like
So you
I
can
listen to
feel it
Fox.
at home.
They don't do none of that. Fox, CBS, a lot of them don't let the crowd noise come through. So it's a little different.
Well, can I also say this?
What, Babsy?
You're also dealing with the SEC crowds.
That's true.
This is what people don't understand, dog. It is a huge difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There really
Like,
is.
Carl
Sheesh.
Ravitch kept saying, and with all due respect to the Tennessee-Alabama game, and I know that, seventh
I know where
most
you're going.
attended. Quit telling me it's the loudest game in Thompson Bowling Arena. Quit it. Because it's not. I know
What
it's
is?
loud. I know it's
There's a lot
loud.
on.
There have been so many games in that building.
The Auburn game 2 years ago that I had a chance to go to.
Yeah,
that was Lord have mercy.
Or
Lord.
any
remember you
Kentucky
saying
game,
that.
any Kentucky game that comes down the stretch,
Yep.
like I mean, come on, Ravage. I know he wasn't trying to do it,
Right.
But he was making it sound like Tennessee hadn't played a big game in there before.
Or they've never gotten this loud before.
Or the fan base. When
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like, dude, this is
dude, this fan base is nuts.
right.
And I do appreciate. I love that Dickie V is doing games. I love it because like before he got cancer and had to deal with all that, he was a divisive guy, right? Like people loved and hated him. Like people didn't like him doing games because he gets so into it and everything like that. And I'm like,
They always called him a Duke homer.
Yep.
that too. My appreciation of
I
him
loved
was
it.
always like I love to watch people do what they love to do.
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves it. So I also appreciate because he's going through these health things and his voice is kind of affected right now that they put another analyst with him.
They had to. They put that much strain on him because you could hear him getting emotionally caught up in it. And I was like, oh, hold on. Be cool, Dickie V. Let's work our way back in it.
How about Tennessee presenting him with a check
That was dope.
where
That
the
was
players
pretty
went
cool.
through their NIL money and they collected and they gave him a check. And
very
Rick
powerful.
Barnes and Dickie V are really tight.
Yeah, I got a good relationship.
Really tight. But we'll get into that game, obviously, in just a little bit. In fact, we'll probably do it when we come back. Tom Crean is going to join us, former Marquette coach, Indiana coach.
D. Wade coach.
Maybe Indiana could hire him again.
Oh, let's ask him.
Sure, Babsy would love to do that one.
Did Crean enjoy his time in Bloomington? I don't even know.
Have they been good since he left?
No.
No.
That's
I mean,
Well-
they had the Kelvin Sampson thing. That
Was
didn't last
he,
long.
was he, he was
I think-
pre-Samson,
He-
right?
I
it was
think-
pre-Sampson.
I think
Yeah,
Sampson was
They were
after
Now,
good.
that.
Sampson was good.
Yeah, Samson was good until he got in trouble for everything that's legal now.
Right, yep.
But IU fans despise Kelvin Sampson
Do
because
they?
of how he left their program. Even though all that stuff's legal now, like
Right.
it set them back big time.
Yeah.
I know. I live with one. So, like, do you remember I had the whole that award ceremony and Kelvin Sampson was at my table and I thought Mr. Babs was going to lose his ever loving
Yes.
mind. And then he sits right next to us and I'm like, oh, sorry, babe. I was like, you want to get a picture with Coach Sampson? He's
Yeah,
like,
love
I
this.
hate you.
And then the funny thing is, like 3 years after he got fired, everything he did is now legal.
Legal.
So
Totally allowed. Yep.
same with Pearl.
Yeah.
Same thing he did at Oklahoma.
Yeah. So tons of college basketball. Tom Crean will join us next. Also, Lauren Sisler, one of the best sideline reporters out there, along with Don Davenport, is here in our building, and she will hop in at some point to tell you about her incredible book and also talk sports with us. Chris Lowe at 520, senior writer, covers college football and basketball for ESPN.com. Tennessee keeps winning in baseball. Did you tell Don?
Don, they went 3-0 this weekend.
Great.
But they're not ranked number one in D1,
Who did they
which
play?
is stupid. A ranked Oklahoma State team,
I'm okay with that.
Rice, and then an Arizona team who I don't think was ranked, but was pretty decent this year so far.
Who cares?
Rice, one of the Rice pitchers that entered the game, played at Tennessee his freshman year, also from Nashville, and played high school baseball here. J.D. McCracken, which that was good to
yes.
see.
One of the better names I've seen on a Tennessee roster.
MC Kraken.
I like that.
All right, Tom Crean next. We'll talk college basketball. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? Big Slay here, KellamStemCellInstitute.com. Get over there and get your body feeling healthy. Get inflammation up out of it. It'll flush it right away. I can promise you that. Holistic stem cell therapy is the way to go. It's your body, your cells, your solution. They can not only harvest your body's stem cells, but also store them for future and continued use. How do I know? Because I did it. I have my own little testimony. You should go get yours as well. These cells are your body's own healing cells, harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Stem cells attack inflammation in the body, and we know that all autoimmune disorders derive from inflammation. So congestive heart failure, lung issues, autism, arthritis, doesn't matter. Give them a call. It's 615-850-4415. That's 850-4415. Set up your consultation today. That consultation will be with Dr. Kellum, and he will walk you through it and make you understand everything that you may think is a myth and what is real. He will separate that. Visit KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Y'all, I'm so happy today. My day is made because I picked up my truck. It's finally done. It's ready. And I'm in love with my truck. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I hit the mailbox and I had to go get it repaired. But if you think, hey, maybe I would love a truck, guess what? It's officially truck month at Two Rivers Ford. So how about the number one selling truck in America, the Ford F-Series, which I drive a F-150 from Two Rivers Ford, and it is the best ever. Durability, towing capacity, not that I use that. Technology, I love that part of it. It rolls right over the competition. And when it comes to Ford trucks, no one has more than Two Rivers Ford. Over 200 F-150s in stock with all the trims, all the colors, all the options. So you can get exactly the truck you want at Two Rivers Ford. And they always sell their F-150s below MSRP. Everything's upfront and honest. Their sales team doesn't work on commission, so there's no pressure. They're just there to help you. They do business with integrity, and they'll take care of you. And that's exactly what we found. We now have two Rivers Ford vehicles in our driveway. Take advantage of special trunk months savings and test drive the baddest truck on the road. Go see my friends in Mount Juliet at Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
H L 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Y'all want to talk some college basketball?
Yes, please.
Tom Crean, legendary college basketball coach. Coach Crean, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. but I got to say, when the sleigh ride texts, I come running.
Listen, man. I mean, you agreed quickly too, because he was like, "I'm gonna reach out to Crean," and then like 2 minutes later.
You kidding me? The week he's had with the games he's done this week, we're all fortunate to be talking to him.
Man, he's doing an incredible job too.
What do you think about him as an analyst, Coach?
Oh, I think he's great. I'll be dead serious. I think he's great because he has a lot of fun. He's very, very smart. He's very, very astute to the history of the teams, the history of the players, meaning even the current history of the players, certainly the history of the programs, but the current history of the players, and he tells the truth about them. But he has it in a fun way, so he could be making a point and hitting somebody, and they don't even know they're getting hit. But we all know but it's really good, and I think they paired him. You had Tom Hart twice this week, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah, he's so good. I've never worked with him, but I've followed him. He's so good, man. But Ron is I think whenever the SEC network brought him in, and then obviously doing the ESPN games, he's a star on the rise. This is a McAfee type thing. This is one of those deals where he's just going to keep rising in that company if they're smart, and I think they are. And I mean that totally, because he's so good, but he's entertaining. But at the same time, it's not some stick of just funny and not telling you things. You're learning a lot while you're listening to him, and I think that's what's awesome.
Yeah, great.
How about that, Slade?
Appreciate that, Coach. Listen. I got
Checks
your cash app now. We ain't no checks no more. I got the cash app. This is a direct account right here. Appreciate that, Coach.
No, I just want a Hall of Fame picture, man. I mean, what's going in the Hall of Fame?
Hey,
I don't know what took so long, but I'm glad you're going.
I appreciate that,
Coach
man.
Crean. You do an incredible job too.
Absolutely.
Love what you're doing on social media too. People need to follow at Tom Crean on Twitter. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. You want that Indiana job again, Coach?
Nah, that one that's come and gone. It was fun, but it'll be for somebody else to get that. But it is a great place to live and work. There's no doubt about that. But that time has passed.
You were put in a crappy position too.
Yeah,
you came in right
succeeded.
with all of those. Yeah, all the the passed over penalties
Sanctions
and
and all that, yeah.
and whatever. Yeah.
We got through it though. Like that's what's so great about there is we were able to overcome things that we couldn't have even imagined. Talking to them about the job, I'm not sure they knew how bad it was, and I've always wondered. But I'm not sure they even knew how bad it was internally when we got there. But I mean, we got through that and turned it, and we turned it twice. Actually, that was the thing that when I took the job, you didn't really think about the fact like. With everything that happened, we're going to have to rebuild this twice because you had to rebuild it the first time, but then eventually you're going to lose those guys.
Yeah,
all the guys that came and times were different back then, but the fact that we were able to win and then rebuild it again to win another Big Ten championship and that stuff, that's what feels good about it. I loved it there. We all loved it there.
So Don Davenport's husband, Travis Harder, is a longtime friend of mine. Huge Indiana guy. Went there, huge Indiana basketball guy. He texted us. He said, Crean took over a program with one scholarship player, rebuilt us to a Sweet 16 caliber team in a short amount of time. His famous line the day he was hired when asked why he was leaving Marquette, quote, because it's Indiana. I love him.
That's true. I tell him thank you. That's true though. I mean that's there's got to be some stuff. There's got to be some things that you got to be a fan of this stuff too, right? And it's like that's why I like what Ron does on TV. What I try to do on TV, like this is about the viewer, right? Like I want to talk the way I'd want to hear it if I was sitting at home. And for me, a lot of times, I really don't want to watch unless a lot of times I've got. When Hubie Brown was doing it, Bill Raftery, I've got my notebook there, right? I've got my pen and paper. Like you're learning, you're writing things down, you're seeing things. But I think everybody wants to learn. Everybody wants to be smarter. And if you can be funny doing it like Ron is, it's even better. But like that's what I love about it. This thing's about the viewer, man, and the listener.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
So, Coach, what do you think? Is SEC the conference king of basketball right now?
It is. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win it all because there's still some other ones, obviously, that could do that. But if this was like the draft lottery, they got the most ping pong balls. There's no doubt about that because there's so many different teams that could win it. But the thing about the teams, there's so many different ways they could win it. And that's where the top of the league really shows that, is that you don't have to have, like the other day, I've thought this all along because at Auburn, because Chad Baker-Mazara and even Tajuan Pettiford, those guys can get emotional, right? Like they can get off their game a little bit. But the one guy that, and obviously everybody knows how good Broom is, but the one guy that's a constant for them, and when he plays well, they play well, is Miles Kelly. Because he kind of plays within himself. He can really shoot. He doesn't get overly emotional. You can forget about him other than his shooting. And all of a sudden, the other day, he's got 4 threes before the second TV timeout.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they can win. They have 3 guys over 20 points in that game, with Kelly getting 30, and Janai Broom's only got 9. But we did a feature on him the night before about his passing, right? Like his passing, like he was assisting going into that game on 35% of the points when he's in the game. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, he's assisting on those numbers. And so, excuse me, those are the kind of things that separate your team when they've got different ways that they can beat you when they're not at their best with their biggest strengths. And that's where the league has got the most teams. And I would put Houston, Iowa State, Duke potentially in that same category. Maybe Michigan State. Because they can not make shots and still really defend you, but the SEC's got the most teams.
It's amazing when you look. I don't know, like top 16. You can go down as far as you want, but you kind of mentioned it. And I was going to ask you about this. These top teams win, and they do it in different ways, right? Like, so I think depending on what the matchups are, that's why we really can't tell you, this team's going to win the tournament, right? Because like Auburn can beat you so many different ways. Florida's front court is incredible. If you can't deal with that, you're going down. Tennessee can win games defensively, like you said, Michigan State, right? Even if they're not hitting shots, they're so good defensively. It's going to be maybe the most fun tournament that I can remember going into it.
Oh, I agree with that. Are you talking about the SEC tournament or the NCAA?
Both of them.
Yeah, I agree with it. Oh, yeah. Because here's the example for me, and again, this league is so good. Like, there's no league, really. People can argue it all they want. There's no league that's had this kind of regular season and has this many good teams. I mean, there just isn't. But I was in the Big Ten in 2013. We won the Big Ten. We won it on the last day of the regular season. Michigan finished 5th that year. We beat them to win the championship. If we lose, there's a 5-way tie for first. They finished 5th. We get upset in the Sweet 16 by Syracuse, but they go to the national championship game against Louisville, and they finish 5th in the league. Like, when you get into – yeah, exactly. Like, when you're in the hunt in the power conferences, right, and you're in the hunt, you don't even have to win it. But when you're in the hunt going to the end of the season, last 2 weeks of the season, man, you can win a national championship. And there's numerous teams. Auburn's won it. But there's numerous teams, and I think the thing about the league that is so different this year, if you put the middle of the league, even the upper bottom third of the league in the other leagues, for the most part, they're not going to necessarily be better than Houston and Iowa State. They're not going to be better maybe than Michigan State or Duke, but they're going to be in the top of the leagues, like those teams would be. You put Missouri in any other league in the country, and they're very likely winning it. Right? Like, it's just, and that's not taking anything away from Houston or Duke. That's just how good those teams are. And I just think it's really easy because there's so many teams to lose sight of the fact that there are numerous teams that if they get hot the right way in the tournament, they could end up in the Final Four and win it. And it's like, if you end up in the Sweet 16, you're good enough to win it.
Tom Crean with us at Tom Crean. Must follow on Twitter.
All right, Coach, I got 2 teams I want to ask you about, and that's Tennessee and Vanderbilt. When you watch Tennessee, knowing what Zakai Ziegler brings to that group, go away from him. What is it that stirs the drink for this Tennessee team, whether it be Coach Barnes, Mayushak, whoever it may be? Just don't give me Zakai.
Yeah, I think it's Rick and that staff, because I think first and foremost they respond. They don't. They're not going to play bad twice in a row. They may lose twice in a row, but they're not going to play bad twice in a row. And I think there's a big difference with that. And I think it's the I think the fact that he's so hands-on with the improvement of the team. I mean, you look at Meshack. How much time do you think he spent with him? And I'm not taking anything away from the staff because Greg Polinsky's a great friend of mine.
Yeah,
But when you look at that staff, Gainey, Rod Clark, those guys are all really good, right? So, but Rick Barnes is a hands-on, individual instruction, shot developer, shot whisperer, whatever you want to call him. He's hands-on like that. Like, Rick Pitino gets a lot of credit for the individual development and being out there on the court with the players. Rick Barnes is doing the same thing. It only might be in a one-on-one situation, right? And I think that's where you start with Tennessee, the improvement of the players throughout the year. Like, I go back to the game at Florida, and they lose that game at Florida. They get smacked, right? Well, they came out shooting jump shots that night.
Yep.
Like, they came out, like, all they were doing was shooting jump shots. The ball touched the paint, very rare, and all of a sudden they're down a whole bunch of points, right? They haven't done that since. They go to Auburn. They lose at the end. They lose that game at the very end. Well, the one thing they did against Auburn, that was when Auburn was taking some bad shots. They kind of worked through that. They fouled Auburn on probably 5 shots that had no chance to go, but they fouled them. Yep. Right? Well, all of a sudden, they're not doing that as much anymore. See, you don't win big this time of year if you have needless fouls, especially on shooters and things like that, because it's too costly. Two people are too good at making free throws and things of that nature. Yep. Every time Tennessee has some issues, they fix them. And I think when you can fix an individual issue, and when if you put Meshack's jump shot up with what it looked like a year ago and 2 years ago, the only thing that would look the same is his body and hair, right? Like It wouldn't look anything alike. Yep. It wouldn't look anything alike, and it's so different. But I think the key to their team moving forward is obviously Gainey, Lanier. You could look at the guards, you look at Meshack, but they have got to have Akpara play well. Yeah. That to me, if they're going to make a real run and they're going to be good enough to win, Akpara is one of those guys that he's got to become kind of a household name in March. Yep. And he is in the SEC, but he doesn't have to do it by scoring 15 and 10. He's got to do it by being solid. It's staying out of foul trouble, being aggressive, because you're not winning big without guard play, which they have, but you're also not winning big without great rim protection, which he's got to bring.
Absolutely. The second part of that is talk about the rebirth of what happened at Vanderbilt with Coach Byington coming here.
Well, what he's done is he's totally. It looks like a different A.J. Hogarth to me. And I was skeptical of that move, to say the very least, especially with the money they gave him. And he has earned that. He's done a really, really good job. I mean, he's playing to win. He's playing mature. Edwards, I love. I think Edwards has got a confidence and an energy that the entire team can get excited about. Yeah. I think that for sure happens with him. He's got a really good personality. He's a serious kid, but he plays so fast. And he's put confidence on those guys. Tyler Nickel, McLaughlin, like those guys were good, solid players, but they weren't beating top teams in the country players.
No.
And now that's what they're doing. So I think I coached against Mark when he was at Georgia Southern. I always thought he was a really good coach. Don't know him great at all, but I've always respected him. I was obviously skeptical on some of the moves they made when they go in there, because I thought Jerry did a good job in so many ways. He played close in so many ways, and to have to redo your team, they've done it. That win the other day might have been the most impressive because against Missouri, because Missouri, I said this on the air a bunch, Missouri played to their blueprint. Yep. They got you in foul trouble. They were in the 30s in the free throws. They were aggressive. They were attacking the rim. They were controlling the tempo, and Vanderbilt never went away. Yeah. And that's a great sign of a team that it doesn't matter what style of play they can play the one you're playing and find a way to beat you too. And to me, I know they've had some great wins. To me personally, as a basketball coach, that was the most impressive. I think they could beat Missouri if Missouri got to the foul line like that and against them. But they showed that physicality, that toughness, and that place is rocking right now.
Totally agree. All right, Coach, now enough of the basketball. This is that opportunity that I know you've been just salivating and waiting and squirming in your seat for. I got to put you in the boom boom room, Coach.
Oh, here we go.
Now, let's explain this to the people. The Boom Boom Room, when you go in, the door's locked behind you. It's just two people just sitting there rapping. And whatever I ask you, Coach, you got to answer to the best of your ability, truthfully, or you get locked away with the lost souls. There's a couple down there in the bottom. They get two meals a day.
I don't know if you're going to lock. I'm one of the members of your fan club, so like I can still stir up people to be in the fan club. You don't want to totally disown me if I don't answer it right.
That's a good.
We're not talking any more SEC.
Hey, it's plenty to talk about, but I need this one-on-one right here with you, Coach.
Let's do it.
Do you agree to these terms?
Yeah, as far as you know, I do. As far as you know.
As far as you know.
Lock the door, self. All right. The legendary Coach Tom Crean coming into the Boom Boom Room. Coach, let's take it back a minute. What was your nickname coming up, Coach?
My nickname when I was a kid?
Mm-hmm.
I had one guy. I didn't like it. Tommy usually, but I had one guy that I grew up with. He nicknamed me Ochre because he said I was mediocre. I wasn't great, and I wasn't bad. I was mediocre. So that one stuck in the neighborhood, but that one was gone by the 7th grade.
Yeah, Coach,
that was the one I remember.
I'm stealing that at some point. I'm using that on somebody. You ain't got to call people Jags or nothing like that. Call them Ochre.
I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I don't have a problem with it.
I love it.
I tell you what, it inspired me because I didn't want to be mediocre in anything. So I actually give him credit. His name was Todd Hill. He lived in our neighborhood. And I took it as an insult when I was young. But then I said, you know what? That drove me.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yes.
So,
yes, sir.
I liked it.
You get them juices going. All right, Coach. Now, the next one is, if it was one thing that you could go relive as a coach in your illustrious coaching career, what would that one moment be that you could go relive or change?
You know what? If I could relive it, I'm going to tell you what, and it's not just because I'm talking to you. It's because it was the best win and the way that it happened and what it led to would be our game in Alaska at Marquette, Dwayne Wade's coming out game against Tennessee. And that tournament, I shouldn't just say that game. I should say that tournament because we beat you and we were down all those points in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the game of all the games, right? And I know we've talked about this before, but in that game, that was the game that we looked at it and said, man, we got something really special here in Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
Because of the way he played in the second half. We were down double digits. We came back and won by double digits. Then we played Indiana on that Friday night. We beat them by 1, and they went to the national championship game that year. And then we beat Gonzaga and Dan Dickow and Richie Fromm, and that was the Ronny Turioff first weekend or first year playing. And I would go back to that weekend because my kids were there, my two oldest kids. We were there. It was all basketball, and I gained so much confidence as a head coach that week that it was unbelievable. I mean, and so I would go back and relive that because I don't know if any of the rest of it happens without what we did there and without that trip to Alaska.
You were shaking your head, Slay, about that Tennessee Marquette game.
Well, he was a part of it.
Yeah.
He was a part of it.
No, I know.
He got all the calls in the first half, and then he didn't get them in the second half.
It was over. Like, okay, so going to that, man, you're coaching a Hall of Famer in Dwayne Wade, going NBA Hall of Famer, champion, so forth and so on. What moment, and this will be my last one for you, I'll let you out the Boom Boom Room. What moment in practice, game, whatever it may have been leading up to it, on the floor? I've heard you talk about him off the floor and what he went through and what kind of resilience he had. But on the floor, when you were sitting in practice or wherever or watching film, it's like, hey, man, this dude is different.
Well, I'll give you two. I'll give you a practice one and a game one. The practice one was the year he was sitting out, the year before we played you guys. And he got the ball in our old gym, which we shared with ROTC. I mean, literally, there were the hanging ropes in there that ROTC would climb up in the mornings. You know, I think there were 2 ropes in one area, 2 ropes in another area. I mean, it was the whole deal, right? And he caught the ball on the right, between the corner and the wing on the right side, drove it baseline in a practice, and jumped over a guy named John Harris on our team, jumped over him, Vince Carter-like, and dunked the ball, and in a practice the year that he was sitting out. So right away when you see that, you know you got something different.
Yeah.
But I think the moment that I knew he was for sure gone, that and we knew he was going to be gone that last year anyways, but I knew where he was for sure gone. And like, this dude has got something that you just can't teach, right? As we're playing at Louisville, we're down 19 in the game, right? He's got Garcia, he's got Ellis Miles, he's got the whole group Rick does in Louisville. And we had won in there the year before, and so we're in there. It's a national TV game, ESPN game on a Thursday night. It's full of NBA people, and there's probably of the 20, I think there were 24 teams there that night. I think 16 of them or 17 of them were GMs. So like it was packed, right, with real decision makers. He made a drive on the left side near in front of our bench. He drove, okay, he spun dribble, he stepped through and or a spun dribble, shot faked, stepped through, shot it high off the board, and I looked at Darren Horn and I said with my assistant, and I said, he's gone. And it was just that moment, like those are frozen in your memory because you're seeing something that you don't see.
Yeah.
And I've been privileged. I mean, there were moments where you'd see that with Anthony Edwards in games or in practice. And everybody that you coach that becomes really, really good, there's something they do that's just different. But those are the memories of Dwayne, without a doubt.
That's the other one we got to touch on whenever we get you back on. That Ant-Man, this young man here is different. Let me tell you my D-Wade, when I knew D-Wade was special. We were down on the same summer league team, me, Udonis, D-Wade, Miami Heat, coming out in 2003. When you get drafted that high, you're expected to go do, the media run and everything. So they're doing that all day, and that's draining. He comes, we've been down there practicing for about an hour and a half. Miami practices is different. So Stan Van Gundy is running it right then. He comes down, gets dressed after doing all his media responsibilities. We're running a double exit. Double exit is you have two posts on the block, and then the guards, the 2 and the 3, they exit out either way. And Dwayne Wade is running the point at the top. He just got dressed, ain't stretching on. We've been down an hour and a half. He's at half court. They give him the ball. And he runs the play, passes it to the 2. God rest his soul, Rasul Butler was coming off the wing, gave to Rasul. Rasul hit the jumper. Stan Van Gundy stopped the practice. He said, Dwayne, this is not what we want you to do. We want you to attack. And then if you don't have anything, pass it to one of the guards coming out. D-Wade said, all right, coach, I got you. They give him the ball again. The guy's exit. He takes one dribble, full speed, and picks it up without touching his other hand, his left hand on the ball. Picks it up, palms it, takes off from the dots, and dunks it in the crowd. Coach Van Gundy said, all right, everybody, let's go to Orlando, baby. We good. I said, God.
That's wild.
Hey, man,
that's wild. I saw that summer league in Orlando. I went to some of those first few games in Orlando.
Yeah, that was a good time.
But, no, those were – hey, Dwayne never changed his approach. And what you just said right there is a gift he has. Like, he not only has the talent, but he was so smart. Right? Like you didn't have to, I mean, you told him once, you showed him once, and it was amazing where that went. And that business, or that intelligence has carried him so well in business and all those kind of things. But he was so smart as a player because he could pick things up so fast. But the other thing that made him so good is he was so honest. He was honest with others, but a lot of guys will tell you what they think the truth is, but they don't want to hear it themselves. He could deal with the truth. He was honest with himself. He was honest with his teammates. I think he knew he could never be a leader if he wasn't honest with himself. And you could see it even the year he sat out for us, that he had that gift of honesty. And it just kept going and going and going. And it's moments like that I can envision that and seeing him doing something like that and having the confidence to go pull it off.
Zelf, let Coach Crean out the boom boom room. Coach, we're going to give you your own access key, man. Come in anytime you want to.
Okay. Appreciate it. Those are easy. I thought it was going to get hard. I've never given the nickname thing up, though.
That was a good
Never given that up.
Don't worry. We get an extended version soon.
That was amazing.
Great job, Coach Crean. Hey, appreciate you taking the time to do this on short notice.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, man. When the sleigh ride calls or texts, I'm in. So I want to say I knew him when. So
that's right.
That's where his career's heading.
Is the player of the year flag or broom?
Well, I'll say what I said the other day. I think it's obviously no one's going to be shocked either way. I think the thing about Flag is he's doing it as a high school senior. He's doing it brand new. All right. He's doing it every night. He's doing it with guys he hadn't played with before this year. And I think that's the difference for me. Broom is gotten better and better, but he's playing with guys. I mean, he's got working knowledge of that team that he's on, right? He's been coached by Bruce. He's played with Baker Mazzara. He's played with Denver Jones. He's played with Chaney Johnson. He's been there with Dylan Cardwell. And that's not to take anything away from him. He's playing great. And the thing about him is he's gotten so much better this year. I mean, all of Bruce's guys have. That's why they're so good. I mean, they really bring it. And every time, again, when they get into some messes where they like take too many bad shots, they get it corrected. I just hope for Bruce's sake that those guys can stay emotionally stable like Chad Baker Mazzara and understand you can't have a Yale situation like last year. And I think the referees have done a good job. I know people think they're picking on them. Hell, I think they're doing them a favor because you're not going to get away with that in the tournament. You're not going to get to act like that. And you're too good a player to act like that. So just play and don't worry about the opponent, the bench, the crowd. You know, Chad being Chad doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win a national championship. Chad being the best version of himself, being the best teammate, playing like he did the other day at Kentucky, now that team can win a national championship. And to me, but I think it's Flag. I just think what he's done is incredible and getting better. I mean, we're just watching him get better before our eyes every time he plays, and he does it. Injuries, he just keeps going. Somebody gets knocked out of a game, he just keeps going. He doesn't need to score to beat you. And I think that's what's unique about him.
There he is. He's Coach Crean. Tom Crean. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Sure, anytime. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
When we come back, a couple of visitors over at the Titans complex this week. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, are you all in on baseball like my boy Zeph is back in the control room? Well, guess what? VIP Players Club Zen Sports now offering wagers on NCAA baseball on Zen Sports. Let's go. And if you are a new customer, you should listen to this because they've got some cool stuff going on. If you can't wait for this year's college basketball tournament, Zen Sports has you covered there too with the VIP Players Club Big Bucket Sweepstakes. So here's what they do. You can earn bonus bets on the tournament just by using the Zen Sports app in the month of March. That's where we are now. Sweepstakes only for us in Tennessee, and the grand prize earns a $10,000 bonus bet on the championship game or a $5,000 cash prize, and 20 additional winners get a $100 bonus bet or $50 cash prize. So what do? You can earn entries every day just by betting on the Zen Sports app. You can get 500 bonus entries if you have not signed up for Zen Sports yet. Download the app and use my code. This is how you get your 500 entries. DAWNTN, DAWNTN. You want contest terms and conditions? Go to zensports.com/sweepstakes. Zen Sports betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Qualifying wager for wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg of the entry of at least 250 or worse American odds. Head to zensports.com sweepstakes. Contest terms and conditions. Got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
The new title sponsor of 3HL is Ferguson Home, and we are so glad to partner our business with their business, FergusonHome.com. Please check these guys out. They do an incredible job. You can visit the Mount Juliet store, 401 South Mount Juliet Road in Mount Juliet. They have 4 other locations. Check out the website for more information, FergusonHome.com. Ferguson Home, visual comfort and company lighting. Elevate your home with lighting that is timeless and beautiful. Luxury lighting with timeless materials and expert craftsmanship. Again, check out more. FergusonHome.com. If you are a homeowner creating your dream space, and look no further than Ferguson Home. Ferguson Home has the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting for any of your home projects. Not sure where to start? How to get a beautiful finished product? Let Ferguson Home help. Book an appointment at your local showroom. Get firsthand knowledge and personalized experience and experts to help you every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. FergusonHome.com.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
$3HL 1045 The Zone. Our thanks to Tom Crean. What a great job he just did. Talking.
He's really good
college
at his
basketball.
job.
Very.
Very. Did a great job in the boom boom room too.
Yeah, he was all right. He said people starting. He's the
That
second
nickname's
person.
the best.
Hypo said this is getting easy in the boom boom room too. I'm gonna have to start strengthening these questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You better up your game,
Yep.
Slay.
Okay.
Or your reps.
I'm about to be intrusive. How about that?
Yes, I like it.
I like it.
There will be two quarterbacks intruding the Titans complex this week. From Jordan Schultz, the Titans will host Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders and Miami quarterback Cam Ward this week in their facility.
Wow.
We will talk more about this when we come back. We'll also get into that Tennessee-Alabama game. The shot by Jemai Mashack feels so good for him to experience that. 615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL 1045 on X. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. This morning, Ian Rappaport at the NFL Network reported on the Titans meeting schedule with several top prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft as they continue to prepare for that number 1 overall pick. Miami quarterback Cam Ward will visit Tennessee on Friday. Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter will visit on Thursday. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders will visit on Monday, and then Colorado cornerback / wide receiver Travis Hunter will visit in the coming weeks. In other NFL news, Eagles are releasing six-time Pro Bowler cornerback Darius Slay. He is expected to be designated a post-June 1st release, so the Eagles will save $4.3 million against the cap. And the Bengals have officially franchise tagged wide receiver T. Higgins for a second time in a row. In college basketball news, the Week 18 college basketball AP poll is out, and Tennessee has moved up a spot to number 4 after its 79-76 buzzer-beating win over Alabama, who slides down to number 7. Auburn remains in the top spot after clinching the SEC regular season. Duke is at number 2, Houston at number 3. Florida rounds out the top 5 at 5. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three John 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Monday. You can watch the show live. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is. She's Babsy Davenport.
Yo.
What up, Babsy?
What up? What up? I was at a dance competition all weekend, which it was in Nashville at Gaylord, so I'm sure there's a lot of people listening, and dads included. Saw some great T-shirts, by the way, who got to, not had to. I'm trying to remember
Good
that.
wording, good wording.
Spend their weekend there at Gaylord, but all that to say, one of the dances was to that my theme song.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh, Baby Babs needs their next dance has to be to that. Give me a little Joan Jett.
Dog.
I don't give a damn about my reputation. Let's go.
That's Baby Babs too.
For
She don't even know it.
5-year-olds?
Yeah, she don't even know it.
We're doing it next year.
Can I say something, man?
What's up?
Well, first we
Dog.
have to introduce you to the program. In case people didn't know, that is the voice of Ronald Sylvester Slay.
I'm in the building.
Look at Jeff. He
He
dove
don't know where
across
to
the
go.
board.
He don't know where to go.
He was processing a call.
Oh, okay. Well, use your long arms, Zeph.
I'd get her mic telling me he wants to critique you in my ear while you were
Oh,
calling
here
for
we
that.
go.
Sounds good. I'm open for all critique.
What were you going to say? And then we'll do that.
Hey, dog.
And then we'll talk about the visitors to the Titans facility.
I don't know if y'all follow Babsy, but if you don't, please do. What's your little handle?
Don Davenport TN.
Yeah.
Dawn
At Dawn
Davenport
Davenport 10, like
Dog,
Tennessee.
please go watch the maturation of Baby Babs. Like this is blowing my mind. I feel like, well, it is. I mean, this is like a niece to us. So, but to watch her go from a baby, I was just looking through my picture because I was clearing my phone.
Let me clear my phone.
Yeah, I did it. We're at your house walking through. This was when Connor was graduating.
Yeah.
Walking through and me and Baby Babs is holding hands.
And she's
I mean, a mini.
Yeah.
Like she's smaller than a pocket person.
I remember that.
But she got the bow and you can see like, okay, this is my world. But now to watch that picture compared to what she was doing this weekend and the poses that she's making, hey
Yeah.
man, boy, Babsy, everything you looking for, you got it.
She's dancing.
Harder, good luck, baby.
She's dancing up, too.
Hey, man, I
She's
love
the youngest one in the group.
Man, and the coldest thing moving. That's what I'm telling you. Hey, man.
And all those girls in that crew love her because you've got all these pictures of each one of them like holding her and carrying her around and stuff.
Yeah, all the older girls love
Hey,
her.
dog. Hey, this is going to be good. This is going to be a fun journey.
I don't know about that.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely.
Where does she get to dance? Oh, yeah, we decided that it skips generations. You know how sometimes talent skips generations?
Ah, okay.
Like my musical
Yeah, it ain't
ability
me.
came from my grandmother. It completely skipped my mom and all two of her brothers.
Yeah, it went straight to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my
'Cause she
mom
didn't get to
danced
dance
on
in-
Broadway.
Yes.
Ah,
so
see.
Like Buff was legit.
Yeah.
yeah, you not so much.
Listen,
Question
I
mark.
feel like you're just poking the bear because you know the answer to this. You do. I had to basically threaten Buck's life that he would not put out video from Slay's wedding of me on the dance floor.
Wait, why
get
would
down.
Buck have even turned on his camera at something like that?
Yeah,
Because he's a jerk.
Yeah, he's Buck.
That's why.
You can't be filming people at a.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Where there's a ton of alcohol
Plenty.
involved. You can't be
Plenty.
filming.
There was a ton of
people.
alcohol before the wedding.
Yeah, so,
I mean,
and that
before
did y'all
we
know
even
that was
got
an
to the
accident?
dance
Did y'all know
floor.
it was an accident?
What?
It wasn't supposed to be open bar.
At the actual wedding?
It was supposed to be open bar after we were getting ready to walk out. It was open bar before bride and the groom
That's
even
why we
got
ran
there.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Because I kept giving Bobby Graham and his wife Emily 20s.
No, the lady kept no. So they were supposed to be tipping. So they were supposed to.
So we just tipped the hell
It
out
was
of
supposed to be 30 minutes open bar, and then it was supposed to be cash.
Oh, well,
They forgot.
that thing was open for
It
like
was
an
wide
hour
open.
and a half.
It was
Yeah.
wide open. Yeah.
Emily and Bobby
Hey,
just kept
I
I
taking
was
my
wondering
20s,
how everybody
man.
was so fried when I got up. I was like, damn, everybody having a great time. Great time. Like, okay, all right, let's get it on.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Shoot.
That was a hell of a time. It was in the sun, too.
That's what I'm saying. But it wasn't hot, but
And
it was
it's
the
funny.
sun.
My
No, it was
mom
perfect.
called before
Yeah.
your wedding while we were all standing out there. Gorgeous view of the water. And she was like, is the Queen Mary out there? And I looked at Bobby Graham. I go, is the Queen Mary over here? And he points right at it.
It's right
I'm
there.
like, there it is. I go, yeah, it's right here. I'll send you a picture.
It's literally in the background of them getting
I'm
married.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Don't worry,
BG
Don,
knows his boats.
Open bar, baby.
Buck won't be at my wedding to film you.
Is he not invited?
No, he didn't make the list.
Oh, that was real, Zell.
Wait, what?
Oh, that was too
That
real,
just
Zell.
made my day.
You didn't include him, Zell?
No, he didn't make the list.
Dude, you got to make
Exclusive.
cuts somewhere.
Wait, is Panzeca on the list?
Lucas did make it.
He
That's
dogged
even
him.
better.
Half the show.
He dogged
And
him.
Bert made it
Bert
too,
made
so
it?
it's everybody but Buck on that.
Everybody but Buck made the wedding.
Oh,
list.
that is so
Oh,
glorious.
my
That was
gosh.
hilarious.
I really don't know if he's going to be upset or happy by that.
He's probably not going to care at all.
Be with his cat.
Yeah. He can hang out with his cats.
Oh, my goodness. All right, we need some Slay Dog criticism from Gator Mike. Tom
Oh,
Crean just
okay.
told everybody how great Slay was, so here's
go.
Gator Mike's take. What up?
What's going on, everybody?
What up, Gator Mike?
We're good, bro.
Hey, first off, back to the thing. Slay and Brent, who danced better, Elaine from Seinfeld or Dawn intoxicated at Slay's wedding?
All I know is that Babs has somehow danced and ended up on social media where people have said that she danced like Elaine from Seinfeld. I will not. Like, Babsy can dance way better than Elaine from Seinfeld. No question.
Okay.
I will say
All right,
this.
just making sure.
One of the comments made on the floor was somebody, I had no idea who they are. Look at this white girl out here. Who the hell is this?
It's Babsy, y'all. She's having a ball.
That's a good
All right,
t-shirt.
Brent, so I got to fill you in. So Slay and Tom Hart were great during my game. My dude was
My game.
loving the environment. Yeah, talk about that, Slay. The exact tech O'Connell Center, Rowdy Reptiles right behind you.
Yeah.
Great environment, ain't it?
Yeah, the energy was great. It was exactly how I remembered it as a player. It's just different when you're not there to take on all the
Use it.
was, yeah. It was kind of like a part of it. I was absorbing it.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the best thing. For the Tennessee ball fans that didn't watch that game, Slay was dropping some subtle shots at the Gators. First, he tried real Gator, Brent and Dawn, right? Where'd y'all eat? Did y'all go to the Swamp Run?
No, it's called. I meant to look it up. It's Bayhoo, Baby Boo,
Oh,
Baby
Ballyhoo's.
Ballyhoo. There it is.
Yeah. So they showed him trying Gator, but then he said on that video and then also during the game, he can't wait to come back and have more Gator November 22nd when Tennessee comes down the swamp and beats Florida.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, what was I supposed
Did
to
you get hate? Did you get hate on your tweet?
No.
I mean, on your Twitter?
No, the fans love me till the time.
When is that game, Slay?
November 22nd.
November 11-2-2.
Yeah.
That's easy. 1-1-2-2.
Oh, dude, that was beautiful. I was like, look at my boy getting some digs in. I love it. So, but Slay, you did a great job, my friend. Great game. I know you were loving it because you kept hyping up Condon and Houck on there. You know, the bigs were dominating that game. It was just a great game. So glad to see Tennessee and Florida hanging in there for the SEC, along with Auburn on that top 5. So I just had to call and tell you, though, great job, my friend. I loved it.
Appreciate it, Gator Mike. Had a ball, man. Great hospitality.
All right, take care.
Yeah, great hospitality. It ain't many, like Babsy said it, man, it ain't many venues throughout the SEC that you're not going to have a ball at.
Right. And that's another sort of small venue.
Yeah, 10,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like more. I'm telling you. I remember Udonis Haslam. Somebody showed it. Him dunking, and I was running by, and he was swinging into the rim. He was swinging it. It felt like he was swinging into the crowd on the rim. I'm like, it's a lot of people in here. And it's really not.
Right.
But when you're on the court, it feel like, good God, they're bearing down on you.
Sometimes those smaller venues are better. You know what I mean?
No, it is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Harder to get into them sometimes.
That too.
That's right. 615-737-1045.
Legit basketball.
Gainesville, I love it. I love it. You right
what
there.
What about the actual city?
That's tough for me because I couldn't get a hotel room there.
Oh, that's right.
I had to go all the way to Ocala.
30 minutes out.
But then this is the good thing. Andy Green wasn't able to make it down. That's one of the guys over the basketball as far as putting the games out.
With
so I was able to get with ESPN. So I was able to get his room. He sent me his digital key since he couldn't make it down, where I didn't have to drive back to Ocala the night after the game. Because it was an hour away. So I got off the airplane, went to Ocala, came back for shoot around, went back to Ocala, came back for the game. 4 hours.
Yeah,
like it was stupid, man.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
That's where the Tennessee football team stayed in 2001 when they beat Florida. And
I see why.
And they all watched.
Do all the teams stay out that far?
I would guess.
I would because
they always just kind of copycat each other, but maybe
plus
not
you don't
anymore.
want to be in the city.
Maybe not anymore. But I remember Bob Bell being at that hotel, and he called me and he said, "Oh, look at big savagery! Ramon Foster in the house." Swapping keys.
Gotta go be a dad. By the way, only psychos and trucks pull into a parking space. Babs,
yes,
you back up a truck, okay?
She did.
Psychos and trucks.
She's in there. I mean, it's sticking out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at her truck like, who pulls into a parking space? You back in.
You ought to see how fast you pulled in.
Yes, I was in a hurry.
There it is.
I didn't have time to back it in.
That's all. All right, Savage.
So anyway,
hey, you just mind your own business.
Bob Bell was at the hotel, Tennessee getting ready to play Florida. And remember, the game got moved because of 9/11 to the end of the year. And the entire team was watching game day in their respective rooms. Mm-hmm. And all of the game day guys not only picked Florida, but picked them in a blowout. Tennessee was a 17-point underdog in that game.
Wow.
And they all came out of their rooms, yelling. Like, we're going to annihilate. Bob Bell called me. He's like, Tennessee's going to win this game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. And then he told me what happened. And sure enough.
Oh.
And then Slay Dog met him at the facility.
Right. As soon as they got out, I was right there in Big John's Navigator. I will say, going to Texas, going to Arkansas, going to Florida. Hey, man.
And Auburn.
Yeah. I'm going to UAB Thursday. But man, you can tell the difference. It's some money flooding in these programs.
This is exactly what Mike Slive was thinking when he hired Mike Tranghese from the Big East Conference to do basketball better. And I remember Bruce Pearl, it was the year that the SEC got 3 teams in, and Bruce Pearl at the spring meetings was like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
We've got to be better.
Yeah.
And now the late, great Mike Slive would look at this and be like, okay.
Yeah.
13 teams in potentially.
Yeah.
Record is 12. We're about to have a ranked team potentially play on Wednesday night.
Right, that's crazy. That's nuts.
In the SEC tournament?
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Like, they booted the SEC people so that Jay Billis could come in
that
and
says
call
so much right there.
To do Wednesday
games.
where they used to give away tickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't even get no family tickets.
Vandy's a tournament team. They likely play Wednesday night.
Yep.
Mississippi State ranked 25th.
Yes.
We'll play Wednesday night.
I think Vanderbilt might be dangerous in this.
Vanderbilt will be
right?
dangerous, especially being at home.
Yeah.
All right,
They come over there and support. They would be dangerous.
We've got college basketball. We can talk about that. We can talk about Tennessee, Bama when we come back. Also get into what it means to Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward at the facility this week. All that coming up. If you want in, 615-737-1045.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now? Even a couple $100,000 maybe? Well, if you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto is the best. We utilize them to refinance our home and then get money out to do a massive home improvement project. And it was the best thing we've ever done. Loan Pronto, the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash so you can pay off credit cards or start the remodel project I just mentioned. Loan Pronto has several very easy options to let you access the cash. Virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, and oftentimes you don't even need an appraisal. We didn't need an appraisal. You can get pre-approved in as little as 1 day. You can get approved in as little as 1 day. Act now. It's no hard credit pull up front. They'll take care of you, get the money you need for anything. LoanPronto.com. You can even start the entire process online. 615-499-5780. That's LoanPronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I want to tell you about my friends at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Check them out online, DickensSupply.com. This is where you need to go to get that lawn ready for the spring and summer months. And make sure you have the best lawn in the neighborhood. Go where the pros go. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Locations: Nashville, Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Brentwood, Mower, Hendersonville, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. DickensSupply.com. Spring is almost here. And Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is ready with all the fertilizers, seeds, pre-emergence, and herbicides needed to get your property ready for the spring. They offer professional advice and know how to DIY your lawn and landscape. Go where the pros go. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Whether you're trimming bushes, cutting grass, or just trying to keep weeds and insects out of your lawn and landscape, they've got it all. When you're looking for quality parts, products, and the best advice, your one-stop shop. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Go where the pros go. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Locations: Nashville, Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Brentwood, Mower, Hendersonville, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. DickensSupply.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Man, you got those New Orleans chips over there. I saw those in New Orleans.
And guess what? I usually get the voodoo flavor, which is phenomenal.
What are they, Zappo?
Zaps,
yeah.
This is my first time New Orleans kettle-style chips for people at home. My first time.
Uh-oh.
Hey, yo.
Oh, hell.
I
Hey,
need
lady.
you to talk sports.
Okay. Babs has moved into the producer room.
Come on, man. Like,
Do
What are you doing in there?
I just brought Zeph a pickle.
Damn, I wanted a pickle. Do you have any more pickles?
I was going to say, I got a sandwich, Babsy. I like pickles.
No, I don't have them for you, just Zeph.
Some producer you are.
No, I'm a great producer.
Why don't you hit some buttons while
Take
you're in
care
there?
of my producer.
What are your favorite button bar elements?
I will.
Do I just touch it? No. It's not a touch screen. You don't have a touch screen.
That's what I said when I was.
I mean, that's how I feel about not having a touch screen.
I thought it was a touch screen.
Nope.
I thought so too. I that's what I went back there and tried to do the touch screen. But
What is your
mouse?
What is your favorite drop, Babsy?
I just dropped it.
She's the kid that just want to hear people curse.
What is your favorite you drop?
That's a good one.
Ooh, probably this one. Is he going to be a Titan?
When he signs, you need to play that like 20 times in a row.
Play the whole segment.
This one might be my new favorite, though.
She was talking to me.
That's a good one. Zach.
This is the treatment I get at work. Babsy, you're lucky that we don't have HR in this building.
Babsy got her own page, dog.
You know it's color coded.
What's your color? Yellow?
Pink. Hello.
Oh, darn. I thought. There we go. There we go. There we go.
The best part about that one is when you did that on the SEC Network, watching other games where other employees of the SEC Network would mention that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're not even there.
No. Mm-mm. Did you hear that crowd noise back there, though? That was, boy, rocking down there.
Where was that?
Auburn.
Oh.
I hate when people say that, too.
Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
Auburn.
Yeah, not Auburn. Not separated.
Who says that? Alabama?
Man,
people?
a lot of people that don't cover the team.
People that are not from the South.
Yeah,
maybe.
I hate it. Oh, I can't stand it. Auburn. What is it?
What else you got, Babs?
No, listen, I'm just going to produce, so y'all just do the show.
Oh,
and
okay.
when you're out of line, I'll tell you.
All right.
Oh, well.
So you don't want any more chip talk here on 3HL.
Chip?
Even
No.
though-
Let's go. Talk about something that matters.
From
about Chip
Jordan
Kelly?
Schultz, the Titans will host Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders and Miami quarterback Cam Ward this week in their facility.
Hey.
So turn it up.
Kyle ain't got no room. Cam ain't got no room.
She's dancing in there. Look at her.
Yeah.
There's a post between me and her. All I can see is blonde hair going
arms.
everywhere. And
We need
arms, yeah.
Sisler. Sisler ought to be coming in here doing the shimmy when it happens.
Yeah. Lauren Sisler's in the building doing her podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're not surprised they're bringing quarterbacks in, right?
No, it's great. Go ahead and figure these two out. You know what I mean? And then you're really going to start to hear some rumors.
You think we can sneak one of them on the radio?
I don't know. You think?
I'm trying to think on that one. Know some people, but I don't know if they're close enough.
You want to talk about guys with reps? These guys are fully insulated.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
Like,
no
how
way-
many reps I got to go through?
There's no way Cam Ward would do it. There is a way Shedeur would do it.
That could be a possibility. I don't reach out.
Shedeur does stuff. Babs.
Good choice, Babs.
615-737-1045.
Zeph, are we online?
Yeah, we're listen, I'm the producer. I need you to address me. So we are having some internet issues in the building, I think.
In the building.
In the building. So just know that that's kind of happening.
I'm the producer. I need you to address me.
Vandyman AD
I don't
on
deal with stuff that doesn't work. That's on you, Zeph.
Vandyman AD 2 on YouTube. Whoa, Babs can dance. Nice.
See? I told y'all. I can dance.
You used to say that you were a good chair dancer.
Right.
You can move your upper half and just let the lower part of you just kind of sit there.
Right. That's usually easier because the upper half doesn't work with the lower half sometimes. Listen, you people with no rhythm out there, feel me.
I feel you.
Would you like to talk, Seth? Let me give you permission. Here you go.
As a producer, let me give you permission.
Slay, what wasn't working?
I can't get on YouTube.
Well, it's up.
Richie says on
Can't find a
YouTube.
server.
Richie says on YouTube, Babs producer. Oh boy, we in trouble. Like Babs, do you know how to take calls and everything in there?
That's what I want to see her do.
Yeah, I'm taking calls too. If you want to call in, I'm a very strict screener. I will not allow just anybody on the air, so you'll have to sell me on why you should be on
Reese
the air.
and Laura are already there. You want to talk to them, make sure they're good
Nope,
to go?
they don't get to go yet.
They don't get to go
Because
yet.
they derail, and I need you guys to talk about the visit.
615-737-1045. Mike in Old Hickory is next up on 3HL. Mike, what's up?
Hey, pretty good. I just want to ask you guys, now that we're getting closer to the draft, do you really think now that we ought to waste our first-round pick on Sugar Sanders?
Sugar?
Is that where we're at now? So that everybody wants this big, flashy name, or do we get back down to business, get the offensive line, another receiver, and a pass rusher? And do it that way professionally.
So you want to trade back because you're not taking offensive line number one.
No,
right?
I don't want to waste our number one pick on somebody. Is Sugar or Sugar? How do you pronounce his name?
That is completely disrespectful.
His name is Shador.
It's Shador. Okay, Shador.
No, Shador with two D's.
Yeah.
Shador. Okay, Shador.
Well, it's one
What
D.
is his ranking in college football among college football quarterbacks this year?
Well, what are you talking about? Are you talking about passing yards?
completion percentage, he was number one.
Yeah, he was number one with
Are you talking
percentage.
about interceptions? You do realize there's like 8,000 ways to...
Yeah, draftable. I mean, where does he stand on the draft? Did he show up at the combine? Somebody said that on ESPN he didn't even show up at the combine.
He did the interviews at the combine. He did the
He
same
was
thing
there.
that Cam Ward did, that Abdul Carter did. Like
Yeah,
all
he
of
was
these
He
guys.
did the interview. He did the interview, but did he go through the motions?
No,
Abdul Carter
No,
didn't.
and
Cam
neither
Ward
did Cam
didn't.
Ward.
None of them did.
And those are the top
All
two
right.
quarterbacks in the draft.
All right. Well, then I don't want to waste. If they don't even go on the field,
Here,
and
let me ask you
show
this.
show their stuff, then you know what? Let's just not waste our first round pick on somebody that says, I don't even need to show up.
Mike, producer Babs would like to ask you a question.
Sure.
Mike, they are going to show their stuff at their pro days. Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. But I am curious, why are you against Sanders? Why do you feel like it would be a waste of a first
No,
round
he's against
pick?
both of them. He's against Cam and Shador.
Are
It
you
feels like
against
Mike
Cam
is just
too?
angry.
I
about something.
am looking at the future of the Tennessee Titans. I've lived here 40 years, and I don't see a Super Bowl. I don't want to bring in some flashy guy who's got a name that we're going to waste on a first-round pick. Waste it on
Have
a
you
second
watched?
or third
Have
round
you
pick.
watched him
Don't
play?
waste. Don't listen. If what you're saying is true, then that guy ought to gotten the Heisman Trophy. Did he? No.
No, have you watched him play?
Have you
that was
watched
the
him
question.
play? Is what I
Yes.
asked. Listen,
Yes.
You watched him and Cam Ward. Which games did you watch
Yes.
of him and Cam Ward?
They're good quarterbacks. They're not franchise quarterbacks.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
that's a
looking
take.
at the Super Bowl. I'm looking at getting the Super Bowl. Like I said,
all right,
I
Mike.
haven't seen one in 30
Let me ask you this, then.
years.
Mike.
30 years.
Who
I
is
want
your
an
quarter?
offensive line.
Yo,
I want an
listen to
offensive
me.
line.
All right, cut him off. He's done. He won't listen.
See, Mike?
I wanted to know who the hell his quarterback's going to be behind that offensive line to actually score touchdowns if he's going to sit here and talk about the fact that those guys aren't franchise quarterbacks. Great. Mike, who's your quarterback?
Right now, it doesn't matter. What I want to do is
Doesn't
You have
matter.
to
I
wait,
look at the offensive line.
Mike. You have to have a quarterback.
can't go out there with no
You can't
quarterback.
play with. Like, what did you playing with 10?
Well, then keep Will Levis for another year, okay?
Oh,
Let him
okay.
show another year.
Okay.
Then we wait for the 2026 draft
To get what
and
pick?
see who's out there. I want to show up the offensive line,
Okay.
a receiver, and a rusher.
Okay.
And then, you know what? We look at the quarterback next year. Keep Will Levis. maybe if you show that this year, 2025, we draft an offensive line that can protect him, maybe his numbers will go up, and we can kind of limp through 2025.
So what pick you think we're going to have in 26 since you're looking so far ahead?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there from 10. I don't know. You guys know the names.
You got to be.
You guys know the names. I know the positions we need to get to a Super Bowl. And I don't want some flashy guy coming in here, that's,
This sounds like a Dion take.
That's going to put seats in the seat. It's going to put seats in.
Butts in the seats.
Yeah.
We need a team that's going to win a Super Bowl in 2029.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it,
Good job, Mike.
See, if he would have just simply said, hey, I think they should trade back and
got
work on
across.
offensive line, wide receiver. But, I just felt like either Mike was upset about something and called in, or, that was kind of disrespectful towards Shador.
Let me be real
calling
with Mike.
him different names.
Mike said he's not familiar with the names. You guys know the names. I'm familiar with the position. Well, listen, I've never said that I was going to be on the level of a guy like Josh Dobbs. You know what I mean? What was his major, Zeph? Some
Aerospace
engineer. That is. Yeah, I ain't that. I'm not that capable. But,
by the way, did you know he had a 4.0?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Then the other thing was, in order to know the positions, it has to be a name to fill the position, Mike. So that probably will be good going forward. I ain't telling you how to do your draft work, but you probably should know the name that's going to fill the position that you know of.
Mayor, I think you nailed it when you said this feels like a Dion take.
I think it was a Dion take.
This is a Dion take.
Because he's the flashy guy. Shador's not really flashy.
Not like
he's not.
No, he's living. Shador is living like every other kid in America.
Well, and if you want
every other college student in America.
If you want to group Cam Ward in with that, Cam Ward's not flashy at all.
No.
At all.
The man said he don't want to take no quarterbacks or anything. So we're just going to play.
No, he ended up saying Will Levis another year.
He said he don't want to take no quarterback then. that's exactly what I got from that. Yep. You are absolutely right. This is
Will Levis weighed in. Hey, Zeph, do you have something from Shador? Listen, because I am back here running the board, and I apologize, I am doing a really bad job of
tag team back again.
But Zeph has something for us. Can you talk on there?
Yeah, I can talk. So some stuff from Shador out of the combine. It's been really mixed, back and forth. So Lance Zierlein, who does a lot of the NFL's combine analysis, put out his latest mock draft today. It had Shador actually going at 22nd overall to the Browns.
Okay.
In a trade up, and that was a huge slide. And I think there was one report that came out of the combine that said that there was a team inside the top 7 that referred to Shador as coming off as brash and arrogant. Now, this is just one team, and it's a rumor. But then you have guys like Emory Hunt, who said that he's talked to several scouts at the combine, and they raved about both quarterbacks. So I think he's just this really polarizing figure, and you either hate him or you love him. It's not a. It's not, and I don't even think it's his play.
No.
I think it's the person that people are attracted to, and not what he's done on the field.
And you know that. And you know this. The other thing is we listened to so much of his press conference because you changed your mind on him from a personality standpoint by listening to him.
I love the guy.
And most of that press conference, I thought he was humble. I thought he was great. But there was 1 or 2 answers where I'm like, okay, that was really arrogant and brash. So I could see where it might have been one of those interviews where they pushed him and he felt like he had to come off as confident, and he came off as arrogant and harsh,
Who was it, Shador?
Yeah, Shador.
Yeah, so Slade, Friday, when you weren't here, we rolled through Shador and Cam. And, yeah, Babs, there were a couple of cuts from Shador where she just kind of shook her head. And it was a fine line of confidence and arrogance.
Very fine line.
But he is a very confident person, and if he wasn't, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in.
Right.
Now,
None
I think
of
a lot
these
of
guys
people
would be where
That's
they
how I
are.
was
right,
gonna say,
but I think he moves the needle because people either love or hate Dion.
There's no middle ground with him.
So here's the number one overall pick odds via DraftKings. Number one on this list, Cam Ward, minus 200. He's the favorite to go number one. Number two is Abdul Carter.
Okay.
Rush in from Penn State, plus 180. Number three is Travis Hunter from Colorado, who did win the Heisman, plus 600. And Shedeur Sanders at plus 1,200. So those are the four right there. Cam Ward's still the favorite to go number one overall. And now, like, it's going to be interesting to see who gets what kind of news and who is like the gossip circle, the sewing circle, because I think it'll get ratcheted up after these two guys visit Nashville.
It should.
Right?
Yep. Both come to number
Producer Babs, what did you say in my ear? I was talking.
I know, sorry. I said, let's take line 3 before we break, boys. Thank you. I think I'd be a phenomenal producer, by the way.
Daniel in Lafayette. Daniel, what's up? Well, your contract, hang on, Daniel. Your contract's up, Babs, right? Didn't you say that before?
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm coming for your gig, Zeph. He said, talk to Bert.
Yeah, Bert is in charge.
Bert, will you hire me?
Daniel in Lafayette. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, guys and gals? I just wanted to weigh in on this. Listen, I really hope the Titans trade back and get some value out of the first pick. Let's be honest, neither of these guys are first pick talents. Greg Cosell said it himself on this station. They're not.
No, he said
So
Cam Ward was.
Oh, I thought he said both weren't top picks.
No, he did it on our show.
Yeah, he said he finally watched Cam Ward. He did say Cam Ward was worthy, right?
Well, in that case, I also don't want a guy that quits on his team at halftime. Sorry.
No. I got to disagree with you on that. I think there's
way
a
more
lot
to that story.
There's way more to that story. I think it was pre-planned.
It was pre-planned.
It was like, yeah, I requested Coach Cristobal to come on our show. We'll see if he'll come on, but maybe we can clear that up.
How many of the top guys didn't even play in their bowl game?
Yeah.
I would rather that happen. I would rather you not play and then play half of a game, have your team up, and then go out and watch your team struggle and lose. That really bothered me. I'm sorry.
All right,
that's just
thank you,
not
Daniel.
a team player. Yes, and he might be a great guy, but that's not a team player if you ask me.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thanks.
I need to tell.
We can agree to disagree because there's a lot more to the behind the scenes on that story.
I need to. You're not producing, Zeph. I need to.
Yep. Nope, we're not breaking. We're in the midst of a really good conversation. So you just sit your little butt down over here.
I need to tell Slade this. When we listened to multiple Cam Ward cuts, and I said this a couple months ago that he reminded me of Steve McNair.
Yeah.
After listening to him talk, just matter-of-factly, it reminded me of Steve McNair. Not that he's Steve McNair. I'm just saying he reminds me of him.
That's interesting.
In the way that he plays, the way that he carries himself, and the way that he talks about things.
Man, to that point about the quitting on your team, I think the weird part of that is whatever narrative or whatever picture's being painted by that, like that's not how his peers talk about him. And so, I mean, that's what I'm going to pull from every single time.
There's
His
nothing
teammates.
more that's come out on that, talking about him quitting or him leaving. His teammates talk about what an amazing teammate he's been, that he is the only reason that program or that season turned around like it did. I mean, all of his teammates.
But this is the thing. This is the problem with all of that, with him and Shedeur. I think you take what you're able to see on the surface and not understand by doing the work or doing the digging. And I know it's a lot of work, but to form an opinion like that, you got to be able to go out there and do the work and find out exactly what the people around him every day are saying. If you're not doing that, then you're doing yourself a disservice by forming an opinion by him saying he's flashy, arrogant. And I'm talking about both of them, flashy, arrogant, whatever it may be. Like it was the same thing for what's the guy came out of Oregon last year that you covered? Was it last year?
Bo Nix?
Bo Nix.
No, the running back.
Thibodeau.
No, DN.
Dion, you're talking about
it was the same thing.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, so I like
ball was not everything for him.
It wasn't everything. You know what I'm saying? But that's because
really
you understood that, and then you can understand when he talks. That's not everything. Like he was talking about, the job opportunities and stuff at Oregon. But
Yeah.
I don't know what this producer's doing back here.
Do you know what she just said in my ear?
Nope, I ain't heard no break.
We need to break.
I ain't heard
said,
a thing.
actually, we do need to break. No, I know you heard because I told you in your ear while you were talking. You're just not listening to me.
You're a bossy
You're not
producer.
listening to me.
You're a bossy producer.
How could you not listen
You're
to
like
me?
Cracker Barrel Zeph in there.
Yeah, you're a bossy producer. I don't deal well with bossy.
More of your phone calls when we come back. 615-737-1045.
No, Zeph, let her take us a break. You taught me one time and I did it, Zeph.
Yep.
Let her take us the break.
He didn't teach me.
This is funny.
Oh, that's why you told me not to push that button in the middle of them talking. All right, go.
You go.
Yeah, where we going?
Break.
I want to tell you about my friends at Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Zeph said that was stressful in my ear. Is that right before we came back on? But anyway, Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, great drive, beautiful drive out to Springfield, Tennessee. 24 west toward Clarksville, exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. Then a beautiful drive to the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Check them out. Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is where you will find all the deals they have going on, address, phone number, all of the inventory as well. I do have some of the deals that I can share. Select 2024 Jeep Gladiators up to 25% off MSRP. You will get $500 off any pre-owned vehicle with dealer-arranged financing, and they have a great inventory. A huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. Select 2024 Jeep Wranglers up to 15% off MSRP. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Go take your test drive. Go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. That's Upton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
What up, dog?
Hi.
What about Meshack? Good job producing, Babs.
I kind of like it.
Who are you now? Are you producer Babs or you host Babs?
No, I'm host Babs, which means I don't listen to the producer.
Have you not seen we're coming out with a Babs action figure? And it's kind of like Barbie, but different. But you've got producer Babs,
Yeah.
You've got dancing Babs.
Okay.
You've got sports talk show host Babs, sideline Babs,
I like that.
mommy Babs.
Like that.
You know what I added this weekend?
What?
Dance Mom Babs.
Dance Mom Babs. Oh, Dance Mom Babs will sell out.
Y'all.
Dance Mom Babs had a T-shirt on that. What does the shirt say?
Dance Mania Nashville. That's where Baby Babs dances.
It's almost like a casino, like the dance things for little kids. In that, like, all you hear are the slots going, like the buzz of the slots.
Loud noise.
When you go to that Dance Mom thing, because we used to do Sports Fest in the Music City Center, and one year there was a dance thing going on next door, and so I just came out, and it's nonstop screaming.
Yeah. Very
Y'all.
excited.
It is next level. I probably shouldn't admit this, but let me just tell you. Well, first of all, I had a rhinestone sweatshirt on for Dance Mania.
Hell
Rhinestone.
yeah.
I had my little Baby Babs picture button on, right? Because,
you all in.
you have to have those.
You all in.
I had all these clothespins because the girls like clothespin each other, like, hey, good luck, go slay, whatever.
Yeah, that's
blah,
pretty
blah.
cool. I like
There's
that.
Baby Babs gave her niece one that says slay.
That's my girl.
Yeah, all
See?
rhinestones.
That's what I'm saying.
I had the biggest bow because I'm like, I'm going all in. I'm a dance mom, right?
You wore a big bow?
I put my hair in a high ponytail and wore a blue sequin bow to match.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I
Who are
drank
you?
wine
Yeah.
at 11 a.m.
Oh,
Yep.
That is the life.
I'm like, I got to put some wine in my Yeti if I'm going to handle this. I'm kind of a nervous wreck.
Now you're in.
I'm in. I'm a
You
dance
in
mom.
now.
I'm officially a dance mom. I think I might have been one of the only ones that had wine in her Yeti at 11
No.
a.m.
I don't
No.
believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
No,
by
it's
far.
a don't ask, don't tell thing on the Yetis. It's
don't believe
kid
that.
sports stuff.
You think?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm
Mayo.
There
it's
ain't one
so-
Yeti in there with water in it or something.
Yeah, it's so loud. It's so like it just like crushes your senses. And I was just anxious because your child, like I put an air tag on my child because I was like, I just like pass her off here, go backstage. I hope I find her again.
What the hell is an air tag?
You know, they help you find everything, your keys,
Find everything.
like valuable stuff, I guess.
Yeah, like your kid. Yeah,
Oh, you just track it with an app?
track it on your phone.
So if Baby Babs just decided, hey, man, I'm out of here. I'm going to go walk down Broadway.
That's all. But I was going to use that example too. I'm out of here. I'm
find
gonna
her. I pinned that thing right to her.
Oh, she's over at Jason Aldean's. Let me go
Yeah.
over and
Yep.
get Baby Babs. What
No,
you doing? Up?
I can find her. Don't steal Baby Babs. I'm coming for your ass.
No, we're not even talking about her getting stolen. We're talking about her making a life decision.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here. I'm going down Broadway.
Yeah.
Party time.
It's party time.
Yeah.
I hear they have
So-
things that go on at Jason Aldean.
There you go.
There she
She'd
is.
be all up on that stage too. You know, she told me we
Now
woke
she's
up.
at Tootsie's.
We woke up this morning. Mommy, I had so much fun at our dance, and I got to dance on the big stage. I was like,
I was just going to say, can you
Lord,
imagine
help us
if
all.
Baby Babs just wandered by herself into Tootsie's? She'd be on that stage singing so fast.
so
The
fast.
addiction is there.
Dancing.
My girl liked the lights, man.
She likes the lights.
Tennessee takes out Alabama with a buzzer-beating
Lord, help us
three
all.
I love it.
from an unlikely long three source. Jemai Meshack, who was not the option on that play, but ended up with the ball. We know he's not the option because Coach Barnes and Zakai Ziegler both tried to call timeout before he shot that shot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Would that not have been the biggest most Tennessee thing ever for them to call a timeout and that shot to go through
You're
and then not count.
and not count and then lose the game and
thing
not
that-
get the one
That
seed?
would have blew their top.
What's crazy about it is Rick Barnes said he typically tells the referee, hey, I'm going to take a timeout here. And for some reason, he said this time he just didn't. And that's why the
Good
ref
thing.
wasn't looking at him because he didn't tell
No,
the ref before the play.
I think he meant to not tell the ref before the play because I think what are you going to do at 3.8 seconds? You're not getting it up the floor to call timeout with 0.6.
Not. Now my thing is, if you're not passing the ball up to half court, like it's useless to dribble it up and you get the ball with like 1.5.
But they were running those curls off that high pick thing, and so I mean, can you imagine if they'd have called that? And it's funny, too, because you go back and watch the video, Zakai's not even looking. He's complaining to the ref. His back is to the basket when the shot went in.
Yep. Him and Rick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they both were like, Zakai was like upset with the ref or whatever. Rick Barnes changed emotions so fast.
He just threw his hands up in the air. He was like, oh, hell.
No, did you see Nate Oates? Nate Oates pointed at him like, look, this ref. He just missed that, smiled, and went on and shook Rick's hand like, well.
Where were you? How did you take in that game?
I was, man, listen.
Yeah, because you put a video out pretty quick.
No, this was so dumb. So I'm watching it. I got to get to the arena.
Yeah.
But I'm
and
coming
you're
from
an hour
Ocala.
away.
Yeah, like, so I'm not leaving this place because they're coming back. I can't leave my spot until the comeback is complete or the game's over. Something has to happen.
Oh, boy.
Dog, I get in my truck, and I'm just sitting there in the rental, and I'm behind because I came down the elevator, so my phone paused for a minute. I'm on YouTube TV. When I get in my truck, I'm like, man, don't nobody text me, call me, or anything.
You know your phone's blowing up.
Listen, Babsy, the ball, I'm watching the play. The ball is inbounded. Meshack is dribbling up the court. He crosses half court. I see him elevate, shoot the ball, and I can't make this up to save my life. The ball is on the rim, and my phone rings.
No!
So my phone is frozen right there at the light. The ball's on the rim. I don't know if the ball went in. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Emily, my FF, is calling.
Oh, because she was probably ahead of you.
Yeah,
she was ahead of you.
Everybody's ahead of me because I came down the elevator, so my phone paused.
Yeah.
When it froze right there, I'm like, I hurry up and in like, and I don't hit because you got to hit play once you hang up. I'm looking at my phone like, do I watch this?
Did you deny her?
I denied her.
Yeah.
But it paused my screen. So I'm waiting I'm like, do I hit this or do I just let it go? What do I do? And all of a sudden, I start getting flooded with text.
So you knew it went in.
I didn't know. I was like, man.
Well, if you're flooded with text.
No,
you know.
but I'm thinking, man, people, you ought to see how many people call me during games, dog, or text me. They might be like, dog, why wouldn't he do it? Why wouldn't he call a timeout or they're going overtime? Whatever. Dude, when I hit play and it went in, I was like, oh, my God. I pulled over.
That is an incredible
I was about
story.
to get on the interstate. I pulled over on the off-ramp. I said, I got to make a video. Dog, and that right there, that was beautiful. I was about to stop and get me a Celsius. I didn't even need a Celsius for the game after that.
Because you were jacked.
I was on one, boy. I was on one.
I was also in the car, and I about went into a ditch.
I bet you did.
See,
Not a good place to be, Zeph.
Zeph is always ahead of me somehow.
Yeah.
And so
I waited.
he starts texting us.
I tried to wait because I was driving. I tried to wait.
I muted our chat.
I moved my phone out of the room.
Good job.
I had my phone up on the dash while I was driving home, and I saw the shot go in, and I threw my hands up in the air, but they were on the wheel. So when I did it, I jerked the wheel and almost went into a ditch.
I was by myself, and when Florida, what gets lost in this is the 5-second call.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
That's what gets lost in this. Before Florida took the ball out underneath, I said out loud by myself, man, get the 5-second call and just give us a clean look at three.
Yeah. You know, the wildest part, too, is the announcers talking about, man, how often does that happen? Well, it's two teams in the league that do a phenomenal job of pressuring sideline out of bounds and out of bounds underneath. That's Auburn and Tennessee. They all elect to put the center or athletic power forward on the ball to make it difficult to get in. So that was the other thing. I was like, dog, they do this all the time. Auburn puts Cardwell on the ball. Like, it's 6'10".
The difference in that game, though, was Sears kept taking it out and didn't on that one.
It didn't. Trust the sideline.
So the freshman, who's a great player, but he didn't back up as far as Sears did. Sears went all the way back to the cameras when he threw it in, and they had tremendous success scoring off the out-of-bounds play in that game, but they switch it up, probably because they're trying to get Sears a shot, and it didn't work.
I'm surprised they let the freshman take it on the possession before that, where they got the jump ball.
No, I'm not, because he done put it in his hand all year long. Plus, he was having a good game.
But he turned down Sears.
Yeah,
and you could see Sears get mad.
Dog, it happens a lot.
By the way, we need to take a break.
Oh, I've got to do some babs back there.
What did I just say, Zeph?
She just said, didn't you just tell us to take a break?
No, I didn't hear you.
No, I said, did you tell us? No, he didn't.
Yes, I did.
Because he's talking about his
Telling the
balls, so
story.
we don't want a break.
Yeah, ain't no break.
Maybe you did, but you contributed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've got some cool stuff on Meshack because that dude worked really hard in the offseason, and he needs some light. So I've got that for you when we come back. Also, Chris Lowe at 520. More of your phone calls, 615-737-1045.
He didn't tell you to break. He's talking about his ball.
Slay's story was...
Hey, fellas out there, I know it's a struggle every now and then. Erectile dysfunction. Yep. A lack of desire, that energy in your bedroom. You having performance issues. That's erectile dysfunction. ED, also known as. Get some help with that, man. Get the game day and get your life back going where you can get in the game. 615-898-9367. That is the number to call or text to set up your consultation. Yes, indeed. Your consultation there will be free. 615-898-9367. You looking for those gains in the gym? You looking to get ready for the beach? You ready for the summer where you can have your shirt off? Well, don't wait. Get to it. Testosterone levels are key in this. 1 in 4 men over 30 have low testosterone levels. Time to get your levels checked. Where your workouts, your sleep, your bedroom activities, all of it starts to count. You got 2 locations to choose from, Green Hills or Hendersonville. 15 minutes, you'll know your levels. Don't put it off any longer. Get in the game. You have nothing to lose. 615-898-9367. GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Do you know you're overpaying for your health and wellness products?
With over 20 company-owned brands offering its members vitamins, supplements, wellness, and skincare products, you're able to save up to 70% off retail.
Members Nutrition can't change your life, but we can change the way you live.
Good evening. It is 5:05. I'm Joe Spadano live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. This morning, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network reported on the Titans meeting schedule with several top prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft. That includes Miami quarterback Cam Ward, who will visit this upcoming Friday. Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter will visit on Thursday. Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders will visit on Monday. And Colorado cornerback / wide receiver Travis Hunter will visit in the coming weeks. In college college basketball news, the Week 18 AP poll is out, and Tennessee has moved up a spot, up to number 4 after its 79-76 buzzer-beating win over Alabama, who slides down to number 7. Auburn remains in the top spot after clinching the SEC regular season thanks to that Alabama loss. Duke at number 2, Houston at number 3, and Florida rounds out the top 5 at number 5. For your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Guess what happens this weekend?
What happens, Yor?
We spring forward.
Oh, do we stay there, though?
Lord help us all. I hope so.
Why are you getting me started on this?
I know what guy likes that.
Which means it's going to be daylight when we're leaving.
It already almost is.
Almost is.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be till 7 o'clock now. And keep moving. Past 8. Babsy's here. She approves too.
Let's go.
What up, Babsy?
I approve. That's right. Twitch, please. Let's go. Happy Monday, people.
Falling back in the fall is bunk. Springing forward is not bunk. Spring forward and stay there. Remember how I used to use it as kind of a platform if I ever had the power in office? But now I'm just mad about it. Have you noticed? When it comes up now, I'm just mad about it.
You got little hints that maybe it could happen because there's a bill introduced and all of
Tennessee
this.
legislature approves and blah, blah, blah.
And then you're like, one side approved, one side didn't, and now you don't even know what's going on, and now you're pissed.
Remember when they tried to put it through and they did it the wrong way? And I lost it. And then the guy flipped it. He was like, I meant to do it the other way.
What about the states that don't participate in it? How did they get to that point?
That's a great question.
And can Tennessee follow suit?
Yeah, but I think all those guys are just it's safer to just let the federal government decide.
Isn't Arizona?
Arizona, there's part of Indiana at parts. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Don't get me into that. Just let's do it for everybody.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
This getting dark at 4:30 crap back in the couple months ago sucked.
That's tough.
Slay Dog's here.
I'm in the building. Make it a race, Seth. I like it. I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
You're the only one making it a race. I'm just doing my job.
I'm in the building. What's happening? Good people.
Did mayor mean Alabama, LOL? I don't know.
Yeah,
you said Florida.
When talking about what?
Out of
Tennessee,
bounds.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of bounds. Just out of bounds play.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I knew. We knew what you were talking
Zeph said it when you said it. You just didn't hear him.
Oh, okay.
So he corrects you. Cool.
Okay. Thank you, Zeph. And
finally did something back there today.
Thank you, Caleb.
Babs didn't have to help you.
Speaking of, Tennessee takes out Alabama with a buzzer-beating 3 from an unlikely long 3 source to my Meshack. He had made 14 threes all season. 14.
Mm-hmm.
None in his life bigger than that one. Dubar had hit as many three-point makes as Meshack before that bomb that took out Bama and gave Tennessee a shot at its first number 1 seed ever.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on Meshack, let's get into the offseason work that he put in on his three-point shot during that time period where he took thousands of shots.
Yeah.
Really worked on it.
Yeah.
He's shooting 37.5% from 3, the best of his career. It's also the most made threes of his career. The Bama buzzer beater is the one that did that. He's 5th on the team in made threes. Happy for him.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. He embodied everything in that last minute and, 15 seconds. First with the non-box out. When he got the rebound, he went to the line. This is the part I was most impressed by. The shot, that's it. That's beautiful. But you got to do something to get to that shot. For him to go up to the free throw line and be trailing, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 9 points, 10 points, 11 points, 12 points, 13 points, 14 points, 15 points, 16 points, 17 points, 18 points, 19 points, 20 points, 21 points, 22 points, 23 points, 24 points, 25 points, 26 points, 27 points, 28 points, 29 points, 30 points, 31 points, 32 points, 33 points, 34 points, 35 points, 36 points, 37 points, 38 points, 39 points, 40 points, 41 points, 42 points, 43 points, 44 points, 45 points, 46 points, 47 points, 48 points, 49 points, 50 points, 51 points, 52 points, 53 points, 54 Were we trailing by 2 at that time?
I mean, just dropped him.
Dog, it touched no rim.
Nope.
Like, we've seen Chaz Lanier at the line.
Big free
We've seen
throws.
Zakai at the line missing.
He missed 4 in a row in that game.
Exactly. Like, dog, for him to step up and make those shots, I thought those were just that and the jump ball. Those, to me, were the 2 biggest plays. Like, that was humongous. Because I think momentum, you get it to go overtime, we would be fine. I would love to end it the way it did, but dog, those 2 plays were everything that he embodies, the program embodies, him who he is, not being selfless. Think how selfless that is to go in there and get the rebound on a box out. You're a 3-man. You're going to get the rebound. You get up and knock the 2 free throws down where all we've been hearing is troubleshooting because of your left hand and you being on. You coming off of your man, which you're never supposed to do, strong side of the ball. Never come off your man. As many shooters as Alabama has. Mm-hmm. He came off his man and made a jump ball. Dog, that was big. And then the switches on the out-of-bounds play to draw the 5 seconds. That was huge, man. And the funny thing, the Players Lounge, they have a podcast, and he told Danny White, like, man, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to be something special. I'm getting into that crowd. I'm going to feel it. And so they said, I'm going to do something special.
That's incredible.
Dog, and he
like,
so
how
did
do
it.
you just manifest that? That's amazing.
He did it.
615-737-1045. By the way, Jerry Palm now has Tennessee on the 1 seed line.
Yeah.
Again, Tennessee has never been a 1 seed. Current 1 seeds are Auburn in the South, Duke in the East, Houston in the Midwest, Tennessee in the West. They have Tennessee playing Nebraska, Omaha in the first game. Wisconsin, bless you, Babsy.
Bless you.
Wisconsin is the number 2 seed on the Tennessee side.
I ain't mad at that.
And the 8-9 game, which would be the second round, BYU and UConn. 2-time defending champs in the second round under this current stretch.
I like that.
Bama, a 2 seed in the East. Florida, a 2 seed in the Midwest. First 4, Arkansas, 11 seed playing Boise State. And then just kind of going down the list. Ole Miss, they've got a 6 seed against 11 VCU. Second game would be St. John's, maybe. Number 5, Mississippi State against 12 seed Drake out of Belmont's Missouri Valley Conference. Next round would be Iowa State, probably.
Right.
3, Texas A&M against Utah Valley State. Next round would be Arizona. 5 seed Kentucky against McNeese State. Then it would be Marquette. And then Kentucky Duke if it goes to the Sweet 16.
Hey.
How incredible would that be?
And check this out. Like, Alabama can still go get a 1 seed.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
They just
they
as of
play
right now.
Florida.
Yep.
And they play at Auburn now. I think it's going to be difficult.
What about
for
that
Auburn.
stretch?
That's nuts.
Tennessee, Florida, Auburn.
That's nuts. That is
3
nuts.
of the top 5 teams in the country.
And 2 of those on the road. like that is wild, dog. But Houston and Kansas played tonight.
Yeah.
Kansas is terrible. If they can beat Houston at Houston,
8
that opens
conference
the door.
losses for Kansas.
That'll open the door right there.
11 seed Oklahoma against Kansas. The next seed would be next round would be Purdue, perhaps. 10 seed Georgia against 7 seed Maryland. The next round would be Alabama. We're going to get some of these SEC matchups. You have no way around it with 13 teams.
Too many of them.
That's what they get in. Number 2, Alabama against South Alabama.
Cool. Alabama.
How about this one? 8 seed Vanderbilt against 9 seed Gonzaga.
Ooh.
Man, I like Vandy in that one, man. That size the only thing that's scaring me, but the Zags ain't the Zags this year.
This is the Midwest. The next round would be 1 seed Houston.
Ooh.
Houston good, man. People aren't talking about them.
Houston is good. Houston is really good.
How about this? Number 4 seed Missouri in the Midwest against Lipscomb.
Hey.
Lipscomb did get the 1 seed in the ASUN tournament. They play tonight?
Oh, that's
they play tonight. I got more on that.
Missouri dangerous, man. Shout out to Vanderbilt for winning that. That was a huge
win in overtime. Which we can talk about. All right, Chris Lowe coming up next. College Sports 3HL 1045 The Zone.
right here, right now. BrentwoodJewelry.com will deliver to you. That's right. But you got to go in there to get the delivery. 7012 Church Street is located in the heart of Brentwood, just off of Franklin Road. That's exceptional style. The deals are exceptional every single day for over 50 years. For over 50 years, people, the Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the community out there. Now, when it comes to your engagement, they got the method and the blueprint for you. If you're thinking about getting engaged, let my people over there, Brandon and the fam, handle this. They're going to get it set. They got the rules of engagement already locked down for you. First, you ask your partner how involved they want to be. Second, you go discuss the expectations that you want, like a guy Zeph would do. Not just what style of ring or cut the diamond. Talk about other expectations, too, like the proposal. Should it be a surprise? Should you follow formal tradition? All of this goes into it. If she wants to be involved, stop by Brentwood Jewelry. Browse the rings and get out of the way. 7012 Church Street is located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, BrentwoodJewelry.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone. No, I get that, but like it looked like he understood what his coverage was, and he just ran away from the ball. Like,
yeah, I'm not guarding. Like, what are you doing?
Talking about Nelson on Alabama with Mayshak. 615-737-1045, always the number. Chris Lowe joins us now from ESPN.com. Low Dog, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
What's up there, 3HL guys and gals? Always good to be with you on Monday as we turn the calendar to March. Should be if I tell you what, if last weekend was any indication, March should be a treat, man. It's going to be with an SEC. I mean, I've never seen the SEC this loaded with this many teams that could get hot and make a run. And we've already seen that, teams beating teams from the middle part up to the top tier and vice versa. So I'm going to be in Nashville next week for the tournament. I know this is going to sound crazy. I don't know how much of a picture we'll get in Nashville or what we're going to see in the NCAA because you got
That's a great point.
A bunch of teams. You got a bunch of teams that are already in and probably already about where they're going to be seeded. Now, I'd say that Florida, Tennessee, and Alabama all are still fighting
for the one seed. Yeah.
For one seed. Yeah. Auburn's a lock. I would say that you get probably at least one other SEC team in there on the one line, but I don't know. Again, fans get worked up. You know, they say, well, if you win the SEC tournament, it doesn't matter, but if you get beat early, there's all this gnashing of the teeth. But I do think it's going to be a fun tournament because there's a lot of teams that are going to be in that tournament that could make a run.
Chris, I think we're going to have potentially three teams on Wednesday night that are NCAA tournament teams.
Yep.
Yeah, think about that. When has that ever happened before? Ever?
I mean, they used to give away tickets to that night.
Yeah, and it's going to be, again, you got so many teams that, and not just, we could sit here all day long, you and me and Slay and Dawn. So I think this team can make a run, and we really don't believe that down deep. They are, to me, as I look across the league, depending on what the draw is and who's healthy, I think there's 6 or 7 teams that if they stay healthy, I mean, look at the way Vanderbilt's playing right now.
Yep.
They could make a run and get to the Final Four. Now, granted, there's only 4 teams that can get there, but I don't ever remember going into March and thinking there's 5, 6, 7 teams, and if everything goes well, that you could make a legitimate case that they could be a Final Four team.
I totally agree with you on that. Totally agree. Like, I think one of the teams that, like, a dark horse for me would be a team like Missouri. Like, Missouri could make a run, and they have all of the pieces. Man, they're going to defend. They're going to turn you over. They're going to score in transition. You haven't seen their length until you're up close on it, and the way they defend. Like, it's some tough teams out there, man, Lo. I'm going to be real.
Yeah. I don't want any part of Missouri on neutral court.
Right.
In the second weekend, first weekend, because you're right. I mean, see, all these SEC teams have seen each other for the most part.
Yes.
Sometimes twice.
Yep.
And if you get into the SEC tournament, maybe it's 2 or 3 times. You get into the NCAA and see all, like you mentioned, Missouri's length and the way they turn you over and they get up and down the court. These teams haven't seen that. They haven't played against it. And it becomes a whole new ball game. So, yeah, Missouri's a great example. I mentioned Vandy. I think the top 4 speak for themselves. I know Kentucky's had some. But still, Kentucky's got guys, if they are shooting the basketball the way they play on the perimeter, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will say this. I'm working on a piece that's going to run next week on the rise of the SEC in hoops.
I can't wait.
And I do believe this. I think for as historic a season as this has been, and it has been historic in the SEC, I still think you got to go do it in the postseason because if there's some flameouts early, and some teams don't play early and get beat and get upset, and all of a sudden the SEC doesn't back it up when it counts, then in basketball, fair or not fair, that's what people remember.
Well, in football, too.
Yeah,
I mean, same thing, you know?
I think it's a little. I mean, I know what you're saying, Don, but if you win an SEC championship in football or a Big Ten championship in football, and you get beat, in the first round of the playoffs, or you get a bye and you get beat the second round. Yeah, people are upset. Granted, there's only 12 teams right now that get in the playoff in football, But in basketball, I mean, we've seen that. Tennessee wins they won the regular season championship, they won the tournament championship, and those are things. I mean, Tennessee's won 2 SEC tournament championships since they've been playing basketball. Knoxville. I think that's right, right?
Yeah.
2. And when they won it the last time but didn't have a deep run in the tournament, you got fans out there. Well, that doesn't matter. Who cares if they win, they lose the first round? I can promise you when they lost to Mississippi State and got just skewered last year, was it the first game they played, right, Slay?
Yep.
It looked awful.
Yep.
And fans, at that point, yeah, the SEC tournament does matter. So you can't have it both ways. My thing is this, is you want to be, number one, healthy. 2 years ago, Zakai Ziegler gets hurt, can't play the tournament. So you want to be healthy. Number 2, you will be playing with a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence, different people involved, balance, across the board, offensively and defensively. I think that's 2. Number 3, you can't really control is what kind of draw do you get?
Yeah.
Tennessee got a bad draw last year. They were a Final Four team, but they got the worst possible matchup in the Elite Eight, having to go up against Purdue and Edie, because Tennessee had no answers. I was at the game, sitting right beside our boy Slay. I almost ripped Slay over the little guardrail there and checked him into the game there late in the second half to see if he could maybe slow down Edie.
Yes.
He didn't have any eligibility left.
Hey, CeeLo, when you look at, and to your point, NCAA tournament, all it takes is one loss, though. So I'm looking at the Auburn team. Auburn is loaded. The experience is nuts.
Yes, that part.
I'm not even talking about. No. I'm giving you the reason, why it gets weird.
Okay.
Because I thought the team last year that Auburn had was not just as good because you have so many more shooters around Janai Broome, but man, the guys that you subbed in with this group, like you're always one play, one hot streak, one twisted ankle away from getting bounced in the tournament. This Auburn team, when you look at experience, and I'm talking about the experience of games played, they really brought back the nucleus and the core of this group. I thought that team was one of the hottest teams in the country going into the NCAA tournament, and they get bounced by Yale. That's how difficult it is.
Yeah. And Yale shoots the ball great. They run their stuff, and we're so patient. And you're right. I mean, you hit a team that's hot. And who's the kid from the year that Tennessee lost to, not last year, but they lost to Purdue, the year they had to foul the
Carson Edwards.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't Edwards. It was the other kid out front. It was like
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was like the scene out of Hoosiers. He couldn't miss.
He sure couldn't.
And people in his face.
Yep.
And sometimes you run up against teams and guys.
I remember that.
I always go back to Harold Jensen. Now, I'm showing my age. 1985, Villanova was one of the top upsets ever. They beat Georgetown, a great Georgetown team. Harold Jensen, the guard, who'd been a solid player for Villanova, just could not miss in that game. And those are the kinds of things you never can quite prepare for if they happen. But I do think when you look at it from depth and balance, let's go back to Auburn. Auburn's balance on both sides of the ball and their depth and their experience and the way they can win. Bruce and I were talking last week for the same story I'm working on. Let's not forget, they've won games in the 90s and the 100s, and then they beat Tennessee in a rock fight a few weeks ago. So you've got to be able to win, Slade. You know this, man. You got to be able to win different ways in a tournament. If you're going to make a run and win 3, 4, 5 games in a row, I promise you at some point in that run, there's going to be a 61-58 type game.
Yeah. The guy
You've got to make stops on defense. You got to make free throws. And much like Tennessee's game against Alabama the other day, you've got to make some plays, whether it's an offensive rebound, you got to make free throws, you got to make stops on inbounds plays. It always comes down to those things that probably, and I'm guilty of this too, we don't think about in basketball. You think about, well, what was their three-point percentage? Or what kind of balance did they have in score? No, a lot of times it comes down to key stops, not being able to get the ball in bounds. And the great thing about, I say the great thing, the ironic thing about the game the other day, Barnes is trying to call timeout. Can you imagine what we'd be talking about right now?
Oh, yeah.
If he gets that timeout, Jemai throws in that 30-footer, it's waved off because they give him the timeout.
We were
Sometimes
talking.
it just gets down to a little bit of luck.
We were talking earlier. Wouldn't that have been the most Tennessee thing ever had it gone down that way?
And to Slay's point a minute ago, sometimes you have those things, in the tournament. So, but the bottom line is you got a lot of teams in the league who are equipped to make a deep run. And I think that's the thing. If you're looking at it from conference to conference, I never remember an SEC this deep that you said you've got as many teams that legitimately, if things go right, that they are equipped to make a deep run of the tournament. I think that's what's going to make the, March Madness so fun from an SEC perspective.
Ryan Klein was the guy, 7 of 10 from three. He was scorching.
7 of 10.
Carson
It was like
in the
he
chat.
transformed into Jimmy Chitwood, man. He could not
Sure
miss.
did.
By the way, Slay's never seen that movie, Chris.
Yep.
The best response ever.
Jimmy Chitwood in the movie Hoosiers
That
only
was like
missed.
a how?
They only showed his character missed 3 shots in the entire movie.
Did somebody track that?
No, me. I tracked it.
Oh, God, man.
No, me. I tried it. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out, man, especially Gene checking out on us, man. I'm going to go look at it.
So Slay's not seen the best basketball movie ever. I bet Slay's favorite. I bet your 2 favorite basketball movies. One of them actually. I'm going to show my age here. Was The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, Dr. J.
That was good, but that's way before Slay.
Here's one that's even maybe before that one. Fast Break with Bernard King and Michael Warren. And Gabe Kaplan played the coach.
Heard about it. Never saw it.
Gabe Kaplan, Mr. Kater.
You know my
Mike Jackson, Nashville's own Mike Jackson.
Love Mike
This
Jackson.
has been several years ago. I don't know if Bernard had him come out there to L.A. while they were filming it, or maybe it was after the fact and they were talking about it, because it was right after Bernard last year at Tennessee, like 77 or 78, when they filmed that movie. But some of the stories about being out there, because they filmed it out, I guess, out in L.A., but just a lot of people don't even know that Bernard King was in that movie.
I could only imagine.
Mike Jackson on those Tennessee teams with Ernie and Bernie.
Real quick, though, my favorite 2 basketball movies are Hustle with Adam Sandler, because it was
That is really good.
and Glory Road.
Glory Road.
And them my 2 right
Glory
there.
Road was a great one.
No White Man Can't Jump. Love at all those basketball
Let's
movies.
go. I put this right there with Above the Rim when I want to laugh.
Above the Rim.
And then White Men
Space
Can't
Jam?
Jump was a good one. And if you ever get a chance to go out to L.A.,
That's
you can go online and go to some of the filming locations. Now, some of the filming locations you probably don't want to go to. But if you go to the one down on Venice Beach, where I think was the last tournament, it's pretty cool because there's some serious hoops that still are played down there on those courts.
Then he got game also.
I was there with my family 2 summers ago, and I called up next, but nobody ever let me have it. So
Yeah.
They passed you up low? How dare they?
They don't know.
Chris, just fly up to New York, go to the Rucker, and see if you can get in up there.
All that knowledge low guy. Ain't put him in.
Thank you, Chris. Good stuff, brother.
All right.
Appreciate it, Lo.
How about when I told him you haven't seen Hoosiers?
Do it.
And he just...
When Gene Hackman died, I said to myself, I was like, dog, you got to go watch it.
Gene Hackman's incredible in that film.
I keep hearing it.
Dennis Hopper's in it.
I got to watch it.
Yeah. Jimmy Chitwood, he missed 3, including like shots in his backyard.
Yeah.
He missed 3 shots.
Never miss. See, Blue Chips is another one.
That's a good one. They actually shot at Larry Bird's house in French Lick. His real, it was recorded. I've been there. I've seen it.
Cold-blooded movies out there.
615-737-1045. Darrington out east. Darrington, what up?
What's happening, my beautiful people?
What up, Darrington?
Mr. Slay. Last week I called and I was doing I guess we would say a welfare check on Dalton Connect. And you said he might have checked out. Looked like he checked back in over here recently. And you know what I'm saying, he back doing what he need to be doing. Because I think he heard about his time getting cut. So you almost get traded and your time getting cut. I think he's showing why he was drafted. I think LeBron actually likes him. I think LeBron is the reason why they rescinded their trade, because of Dalton Connect being from Tennessee. I think he actually might have been watching some of that. Now, I know y'all been covering the draft and stuff. Don, just for you, I think you should pull a Shador Sanders, and we should do a day in the life of Babs. Put it out there and watch the world go crazy.
Be an absolute Shiano show, Darrington.
I mean,
hey, the views that would go in off that, would
That's
be
right.
phenomenal.
She rolls at 1,000 miles an hour all day long.
Beautiful. That's what we like. Hey, maybe we can see how Don really drives.
That is.
Oh, you would see it.
Yeah.
I might get.
I was going to say that.
People might get mad at me.
Listen,
I don't think we want to see that.
I want the video of Dance Mom Babs with the 11 o'clock wine and the Yeti.
I'm going to see that one personally soon, I promise.
That's right.
In person.
I'm ready. So you guys know I told you I picked up my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up my truck. Looks beautiful. Caliber collision. My guy Rodney did a great job.
You parked nobody can drive past you.
That is not true. You know why? Because the person in front of me parked too close.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
their fault.
Yep, Zeph.
I don't know who it is. I'll find out. Is it Zeph?
No.
Oh.
That's the Zeph in you, not taking
the
responsibility.
zero accountability. Yeah.
Whoa. I've changed my ways.
No, that's you, Zeph.
I've changed my ways. I was very accountable last week.
That's true. That's true because I gave you so much crap. Anyway, so I pick up my brand new truck because it's all fixed from my mailbox mishap.
Yes.
I'm on the interstate.
You've got a mailbox. You've got the truck.
Right, we're
You're
all
rolling.
done. It is beautiful. It's in great shape. I get on the interstate. I'm racing to go to my mother-in-law's doctor appointment to take her to that. There is
Key word.
that is probably the key word. There is a car in front of me, a little mini construction car that starts like spitting pebbles everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like,
Change
oh
lanes.
my gosh. So I'm like so fast. I'm like pulling over to the shoulder to get away from this jerk. You know,
This
I'm
jerk.
out of here. I am out of here. Whatever.
Doing his job.
Nope. Sure enough, pebble right into my windshield, cracks it. I'm like, I have had my perfect truck for 3 minutes.
It's the
3
worst.
minutes,
It's the
and
worst.
my windshield is.
That's the worst.
And it's like a deep one that went all the way through the window and then like spread.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
My fiance thinks you guys saying I have zero accountability was very funny. I just got like several texts from her as she's driving.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know.
So on Friday,
Bless her heart.
on Friday we made
Bless her
him
heart.
pull up the Pirate and his wedding advice.
Yeah,
rant,
I'm glad that she didn't hear that segment.
and we played it for him on Friday.
Is that the first time hearing it?
Yep.
What you think, Zell?
It's pretty good. I think I'm a little late for some of that stuff.
Dynamite drop in, Monty.
Well,
Mike Leach is the best.
Yes.
R.I.P. Pirate.
One and only Pirate.
All right, when we come back, we're going to visit with Lauren Sisler, friend of show.
Hey.
Very talented sideline reporter,
Sisler.
among other things. She's got a book out. It's coming up next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
You know what? If only Pella could replace my car window too, then I'd be set. But you know what? They can do your replacement windows in your home, and they are the best. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. You need windows, you need doors, you need any of that, and they have you covered. And they actually give us a different deal every month for the Dawn deal for me to give away. And guess what? I don't remember what the March one is. So I'm going to have to get back to you about that. But no matter what, it's a good deal. And so just tell them that you heard about them from Dawn and to give you whatever the Dawn deal is. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. This is what I want to tell you about them. You might be surprised to learn how affordable those windows and doors are from Pella, and this company turns 100 years old this year, so you know that they're doing things right. Got lifetime warranties on their windows. Also, they back up everything they put into your home with a 10-year labor warranty. On top of that, the leading warranty in the industry. That's Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Give them a call or just schedule your free consultation online. Super easy to do. Check out their limited time special offer, the Dawn deal, and they'll take care of you. It's easy. PellaNashville.com.
What's happening, y'all? I got to let you in on Ferguson. Understand this. Visual comfort and company lighting. Is that right?
Lighting. Yeah.
Lighting. What am I going?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
It's written that way, but it's like
elevate your home with lighting. Yeah, lighting that's timeless and beautiful. Luxury lighting with timeless materials and expert craftsmanship. Ferguson Home, they always deliver the right way. FergusonHome.com. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, and guess what? Watch it all come together. Visit the location, 401 South Mount Juliet Road, right there in Mount Juliet. In its other locations, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Clarksville, and Bowling Green. So if you're a homeowner, you're creating a dream space, then look no further than Ferguson Home. Ferguson Home has the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting for any of your home projects. Why not have it beautiful? Why not have it somewhere that you don't want to leave? That's what Ferguson brings. FergusonHome.com.
Lauren Sisler in the studio, dancing immediately when she puts her headphones on. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Sisler, what's up? How are you?
Oh, my jam. What's up, y'all?
The sideline shimmy has turned into the in-studio shimmy.
I know. I need people to know that I am in studio, live and in color.
Live and in person.
I made the drive over here to Nashville today to see my good friend, Don Davenport.
That's right. Watch
else,
out now.
What else you got going in Nashville? Is that the only reason why you came?
There might be a reason.
Hey.
Dawn and I are doing a little fun thing tonight. There's this thing called my book, Shatterproof.
Hey.
We got the camera. Hello.
The new baby.
My baby. And you guys were so kind to have me on a couple months ago when we launched back in October.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And I told Dawn, I said, hey, I got this thing, Talk Shop Live. You might see in the back my friend, my PR, my publicist, Devin, hanging out back there with Choice Media. So we got this Talk Shop Live thing set up, and I needed a cohort to help me really drive the ship, and I could not think of a better person. So driving over from Birmingham, 3 hours, here we are, get to hang out.
And it's an excuse that we get to see each other. So because we both do sidelines for ESPN, we work on different crews, which means we are never in the same place at the same time because we're both on a sideline somewhere.
Yeah. Unless it's the seminar, in the summertime.
And that's it. That's the only time we get to see each other work-wise because we do the same job.
Or we shoot each other a text when I see her on TV. Oh, Dawn, look at you. Look at
see you.
Hey, that was great info. Good job.
Good job. I know. It's like,
Shatterproof is the book. Where can people get it?
The book. So you can obviously hop on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, and then, of course, Talk Shop Live tonight. We're doing that live from 7 to 8, live Q&A.
Yes.
You can buy it while online?
Yes,
tonight?
and you can get a signed one.
Autographed.
Oh, well, I'm doing mine right now.
Copy.
Well, whenever y'all get online.
So for people that...
Is that 7 to 8 Central?
7 to 8 Central.
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
Sir.
There you go.
Yeah. So an hour after our show, and then we'll be live. And I'll put out the link too for our listeners on my Twitter at Dawn Davenport TN or Instagram at Dawn Davenport TN. It's all the same. I know you'll put it out. So basically they can just click it and see us chatting. But for people that don't know Sisler's story, and we're going to talk about it during the Talk Shop Live, but Sisler was a gymnast at Rutgers. And which is funny because when we're together, she's a lot taller than I am. And everyone's like, oh, a volleyball player and a gymnast. Clearly.
Yeah.
Sisler, you were the volleyball player. Dawn, you were the
her
gymnast.
stature. As a gymnast, I envy her stature.
know what's funny about
if
her?
I were Sisler's height, I would have been playing in the Olympics. You know
what's funny about her? She started doing this show 7 years ago, and I've known her for 15 years or whatever it is. And she used to be 5'7", and now she went to the doctor not too long ago.
What?
Doctor told her she's 5'4".
That's a real thing?
I know. I think they were
doctor was lying.
I told them that was
Wait, you
not
used to be
inaccurate.
5'7" on the roster?
Well, that was my volleyball height.
Hey, Babsy.
Your
Stick with it.
gymnastic
Stick with it.
height is always probably shorter than you are. My
Stick
volleyball.
with it.
Yeah, I wish
Hey, well, you know what's funny? And
I think it's funny,
Yeah.
so I use it as a joke.
Little sidebar is we went to the Alabama gymnastics competition, and my husband's there, and this precious little gymnast comes up and gives me a hug, and she's amazing, and she's literally
half your height.
Tiny.
And my husband's like, oh my gosh, how tall is she? She couldn't be weighing more than 80 pounds. He gets on the roster thinking that they list height and weight for women, and then realize, wait a sec, you don't step in that lane when it comes to
They don't do that for
women's
gymnasts.
athletics. No. They'll put your height, but you ain't putting the weight.
No, not in any sport.
No.
Oh, yeah, no.
Not-
my
not-
weight was never put on.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't never noticed that.
It
That's
would have been
crazy.
really high in
You haven't?
No.
college.
Yeah, think about it. I mean,
I know.
we as women don't want. We don't want that out there.
We don't need that.
No, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying, I don't know why I never even looked at it. That's wild.
So to go back, so Lauren Sisler, gymnast at Rutgers, and obviously you can tell your story better, and we will get into it tonight if you want to join us for the Talk Shop live event. But you get a call in the middle of the night, your sophomore year.
Freshman year. Second
as a
semester.
gymnast,
Yep.
second semester, from your father, who tells you
That my mom died, and it comes as a huge shock because I had just gotten off the phone with them hours before, talked to my mom, talked to my dad, said, all right, I love you, said goodbye. Everything seemed normal. And so I get this call just like completely out of left field. What's going on? He says, can't explain it. Get on a plane. I'll be at the airport to pick you up. And he never showed up that day. So within 5 hours, my dad also passed away. And both of my parents, unfortunately, passed away from fentanyl overdoses.
And you had no idea.
No idea. They were going to pain management doctors in Roanoke, Virginia, where we grew up. And, my mom had degenerative disc disease. Dad had chronic pain. He was in the military, also had some PTSD and things like that. But they're managing it. They're getting out of bed in the morning. They're working. They have a smile on their face. They're providing for their family.
Like you growing up did not know any of this.
None of it.
Like through high school, through
nothing.
anything.
The one thing I will say, my father was an alcoholic, and that was something I was aware of. But as a gymnast and, as athletes, compartmentalize, right? Put it on a shelf, forget about it.
Yep.
And my dad really managed it. He went to his counselors at the VA. Things were mostly in check. He'd relapse here and there. But for the most part, he had the accountability partner, my mom, and he tried to do things the best that he could. And I would just kind of move past it. So never did it register as they're going to this pain management doctor. It's prescribed. But at one point, y'all, over 380 narcotics, all prescribed to them in our house at one time.
Whoa.
Insane.
380.
What?
Yeah. And so this pain management doctor, in between, my mom's issues and my dad's, and then the government, my dad had a government insurance policy. Oh, you save money by mailing in the prescription. 90-day supplies of Oxycontin. That's unheard of today. Now, this happened back in, 2003. We're coming up on the 22-year anniversary. And there's so many things that kind of led down this road, which, of course, the book really kind of underlines. And for me, was huge because I get that call from my dad. I had no idea what led up to that. And then I had no idea what happened to those 5 hours between when he called me and he passed away. So many dark holes, so many black holes, so many things I wanted to know and understand. And it really took 19 years for me to get the courage to dig under the surface, to dig as deep as I could, to get into the trenches.
And everything, right?
Yeah. Everything that I could find out about this. And I think a lot of it just to find peace and closure and just to understand that this took time. This was a progression, and it does not bring them back, but my love for them continues to grow. And when I sat down and wrote this book, I feel so empowered now to continue sharing their story and bring it to light so that others can hopefully find hope from that and speak up and find their voice when they're struggling
and not be embarrassed about it. Yeah. That's your big thing. Like, fall in love with your story, no matter how, dicey or
painful
in your mind, painful or embarrassing it is. And that's you're helping people to do that. You know, that's what I love about your story.
Thank you.
So the podcast is coming up at 7:00.
Yep. We be live.
And people can check you guys out.
And we'll dive a little bit deeper into it. And it's like we are in our chat.
That's what I was going to say. It's interactive chat.
Interactive. Yeah. We want questions.
I'm most definitely going to be in there.
You can ask questions. And I mean, Sisler's an open book over there. So
how do people find it again, the podcast?
So if you go, you can go to my Instagram channel and it's in the link in bio. It'll notify you, but essentially, you can click on that and it'll be live, and then it'll be our live channel and it'll live forever. So just go to @LaurenSisler on Instagram. You can click there, or you can also just watch from Instagram or Facebook @LaurenSisler. Dawn will be tagged in it as well, so you can go to her page and we'll.
I'll share it. Yep.
Yeah, we'll get it out there, and yes, come with questions. We want to answer questions.
Notification on now, y'all.
Yeah, notifications. We going live in an hour, baby.
Yay!
We all love the sideline shimmy too. Dawn
is bringing it because she shimmied this season, and I saw her come alive.
I sent it to her, and I was like, just channeling my inner Lauren Sisler.
What up?
So basically, you do it once a game. Is it pregame typically?
It's usually, sometimes if the music is not, sometimes these DJs, the podcasts, or not the iPods. I like to call them the iPod DJs up there. Yeah. I like the in-house real life DJs that are getting after it. Like Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Baby.
Bringing it.
Sterling Hint.
Vols, baby.
All right,
You know?
you'll see all of that on her Instagram feed as well. Lauren, good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
I appreciate y'all.
Go
get the book, y'all.
Yeah.
Shatterproof.
Better believe it.
Back at it tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you for including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be unless you were getting a shout out to all the elementary kids over there at Neely's Bend that I went and spoke to and read to. Y'all, great job. Pizza party on me, man. Let's go.